Taylor Watch. Welcome back to another episode of Taylor Watch. Happy Tuesday to everyone, and I hope everyone had a lovely Showgirl weekend. Hey!
Yes, what a weekend. What a whirlwind of a few couple days.
Oh my God, just an absolutely absurd amount of information to digest, download, appreciate, analyze, all of the above. What a weekend. Of course, we are going to be breaking down all of the conversations that Taylor Swift has been having since October 3rd, this past Friday. She has done, 9 interviews since then? And she still has more to come later in the week. So this is crazy. We've got, we're recording this on a Monday, so we haven't yet seen Jimmy Fallon, of course. So that will have to be lumped into Thursday's episode. Keep that in mind. We also are going to save this episode for strictly conversations and interviews and things that she's told us a bit of a peek behind the curtain.
Basically like the album rollout recap.
Yes.
And then Thursday will be our big lyric deep dive.
Yes.
Give everyone some more time to digest the lyrics. Give us some more time to digest the lyrics.
Yes. We're digesting, and also gives people some time. We would love, we'll say it twice, but we would love everybody to call in for our voicemails for Thursday with their favorite lyrics, their song theories, et cetera, et cetera. So, Thursday will be a nice jam-packed episode of lyric breakdowns. So, but Taylor, I mean, she's been on one. There's nothing else you could say about it. She's done all of these different interviews. She's given us so much information, not only about the album, but about her future wedding, about her friends, about her family, her sourdough, literally anything that you maybe would have wanted to ask Taylor Swift in the last week has been asked. And it's kind of crazy to see how much, I don't know. It's crazy to see her that many times. Like, we saw her on the New Heights podcast, and we kind of thought like, wow, this is going to be the only podcast she'll ever do. Yeah. And then she's doing all these radio spots, but now in the age of technology, they're all recorded, so it looks as if she's doing 100 podcasts. Yeah. And so it's just a crazy thing to see her be so casual and having fun and talking with these people. And there's just so much that was said.
There's so much to talk about. Yeah.
So we want to break all that down.
But before we even get started, I think we're going to have to open a nice glass of Pink Whitney. I think when we turned on Showgirl, one of my first thoughts was, ooh, I could use a glass of Pink Whitney dancing to this.
A little ice cold, right to the top, maybe mixed with a little cranberry or something.
Exactly.
Just get yourself going, get yourself having a good time. Pink Whitney is our #1 bestie on the pod, and they always will be. Yes. We love them to death. Thank you so much, Pink Whitney, for always being there when we need you.
Yes, they have a Pink Whitney bottle for any occasion. The big boys, the medium-sized handle. They got the 20-shot buckets. They got everything that you need. And with the NFL season going on and everything, Pink Whitney is just so great to have. When you have friends over watching the game, pre-gaming to go to the bars, whatever it is, make sure you're taking your shot with Pink Whitney.
Woo! Love it. So, okay, like we said, we have been, since Friday, it's been nonstop. It's been absolutely nonstop where it concerns Taylor Swift. It's been nonstop in our lives. G and I were both on the news on Friday.
Yes.
We made that happen. We have our live listen to our album reactions out on YouTube now, our silent disco style. Yeah. I saw some people being like, yeah, whatever.
Definitely mixed reviews.
Yeah, but those people just don't know. They don't know what's going on.
I had a feeling that it was a lot of people coming to see Life of a Showgirl first reactions. Yeah. Just in general. Yeah. They weren't specifically Taylor Watch fans.
Right. So they don't know.
So they were like, what the fuck is going on?
Right.
But my thought process behind it, which I think is the correct one to have, is that we weren't taking away any streams from the Life of a Showgirl. So we, if anything, are kind of the biggest Taylor Swift fans because we helped promo the album by making you guys stream it.
Exactly. And sorry to all those other creators who just aren't thinking 10 steps ahead like we are.
They're just taking streams away from Taylor. And we don't do that over here at Taylor Watch.
We do not. No, we certainly do not. But yes, if you are to go watch our reaction video, it is interactive. You do have to play the songs in time with us, but we give you countdowns to press play. And it's actually really, really fun.
Yeah,
so
it's fun.
If you haven't had a chance to go listen, please do. Gia put a lot of work into the editing and turned it around in less than 12 hours. Yeah, so it was insane. And it's just fun, and we have fun. And
it's fun.
It's just silly. So go ahead and check that out if you are needing to scratch that itch. We also, let's see, what else?
Should we just talk very quickly, talk about like our first thoughts and feelings?
Yes, of course, yes. Yeah. And I would say that as soon as the album dropped, like the lead up to it, you came over and what's the first thing you said to me? Was
what, like I'm gonna throw up
yes,
or something?
Like
yeah.
how you had a pit in your stomach.
No, I legitimately. There was a time I was sitting on your couch. I was like, "Oh, I actually might throw up."
Yeah, like
I
feeling
was so
nervous about the album, nervous, excited, just because there has been so much buzz. She really has done like the ultimate media blitz for this album, and I think that it's not necessarily that we're afraid of the songs or how it's going to sound when it comes out. It's more so like the response and whatever.
Yes.
And what are people going to think of this and stuff like that.
And
that
it's more just
sits
like,
in your head.
Yeah, and I also feel like with me, I feel like you're kind of different because with the past couple albums, I feel like you've liked them all first listen right away.
Yeah,
and of course with Torture Poets, I was just in the same camp as you, but I think I'm so scarred from Midnight.
right.
That I just was so scared that it was going to be something that was like so like not unexpected that I didn't get it at first, and I just wanted to get it right away.
Totally.
I didn't want to be like all these people online that just don't get it.
Yeah.
So that's what I was nervous about, and it was just it's not that I didn't think that it was gonna be good because I knew it was gonna be good. It's just was like, is this gonna be how I pictured it to be?
Exactly.
And it was everything and more, in my opinion.
I could not agree more.
Yeah.
I have blocked so many of the haters over time until about, I don't know, Saturday afternoon, I didn't even know people were hating on the album. Like I was just like, we're all loving our life.
Yeah.
She's breaking records. Rolling Stone's giving her 100% on the album. Like I thought that we were all just like living our life and loving it. And turns out everybody has opinion as always. And what we decided we're going to do, we've had actually a kind of a long conversation with KFC, Kevin Clancy, who's here, talking a little bit about the negativity surrounding the album. We're also going to save some of that conversation for Thursday's episode because we want this episode to just be fun, positive, exciting. Because that's what we need, I think, in the Swiftie world. Like we don't need to harp on this bullshit right now.
Yeah, and there's too much negativity going around with this album. I feel like people are talking about the criticisms more than they're talking about the best parts about it. And I just wanted this episode to be like, let's talk about how much we love it, how good it is, how fun it is, and all of this stuff, because all the negativity is just haters being haters per usual.
It's draining.
And they'll come crawling back just like they did with 1999, just like they did with Reputation. So it's like it's water under the bridge, whatever.
This is not our first rodeo.
No,
when it comes to a Taylor Swift album that's come out that people have a lot of opinions on, and maybe they seem negative. So it's just like, relax, wait a couple weeks, the hate will die down. Don't let it get to you. And like I said, we had kind of a long conversation that we'll put on Thursday, and we just want to keep it light. Keep it light for this one and celebrate this work and celebrate Taylor because we love her and appreciate her.
Yeah, and I mean the whole album is just so good, and even the songs that when we did the first listen through, I think Opalite, Honey, and Life of a Showgirl were the three that I was kind of like, oh, like these are really catchy, but I don't know if I particularly love them.
Yeah.
Love them now.
No, I've
love them
never.
Now. Opalite, love beyond. Life of a Showgirl, love beyond.
I flipped on Honey so fast. At first I heard, I was like, oh, whatever about this song. But you know what always happens? I think this happened to us the same with Torture Poets. It's like, as you're reaching the end of the album, I think you start thinking about how the end of the album is coming, and I'm not paying close enough attention. Like, this happens every time with the last couple of songs.
Yeah, totally, I agree with that.
Like, same thing. It happened with poor Cassandra. So I was like, I'm sick of it.
Peter,
like, what the fuck? Like, no, those are incredible songs. It's more so like, that's me personally showing my attention span. And Honey is so good.
And you're kind of thinking about the songs beforehand, too, that you really like.
Yes.
But yes, Honey's so good.
I also was distracted because I had gotten a text. Remember I was talking about the text I got from Austin about Life of a Showgirl? So I was almost like anticipating. I was like more wanting to hear what he was talking about, and I was not paying enough attention to Honey. But like, it's just funny how those things happen. Your first listen, you're kind of like, you're overwhelmed, and then you listen to it nonstop for 3 days, and you're like, this is there are no skips. As always, there are no fucking skips on this album.
I completely agree with that. I don't think there's a single skip on this album. And even so, like with Elizabeth Taylor, like I was like, oh, I feel like maybe if I had to rank it, maybe I would rank Elizabeth Taylor last. And then I was listening to it, I was like, wait, what the fuck am I saying?
I was like, are you crazy?
I can't rank this.
Elizabeth Taylor.
But like, I don't even know which one I would rank last because I love them all so much. And yeah, I don't know. It really made me want to just have fun and dance and walk down the street with a smile on my face, like while the birds are chirping. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like a movie scene.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I feel like misery loves company, so I feel like all these miserable people that want her to be miserable, like, it's just sad. Go in your sad corner over there.
Hide away. Go
like, we're
listen.
in our happy times.
I saw a thing that was like, oh, if you like folklore so much, then go listen to it. Like, it's
true. It's not that hard.
It really isn't. And I think that, yeah, there's certainly a conversation to be had about the Swifties who, you know,
are stuck in this
weird
mindset that they can't get out of, that
it's
like Taylor Swift has to be miserable to
how
make
much
good
sad
music.
did you think she had? Like
exactly.
That is she says these things, and I guess, like, I don't know, I think that's where the lines start coming in between like parasocial and whatever, and I really don't love using that word. I think it's kind of I think it's overused, and I think it's used incorrectly a lot.
Yeah.
But I do think that there are, for the people who are wishing that Taylor Swift was still sad, that is parasocial.
It's
and
very,
that's, like,
very,
not okay.
very
you know what I mean?
strange to me.
It's really weird.
Yeah,
so I think that it's an exciting time. She told us this album is going to be upbeat because life is more upbeat. I still think there are plenty of deep and dark themes behind a few of the songs. And like we said, we'll get into that, you know, line by line on Thursday, which I'm very excited about. It's going to be fabulous.
If you had to do off the top of your head right now, your top 5.
So I was, my favorites have stayed pretty consistent from when we listened the first time, which usually that doesn't happen to me. Usually I switch up a little bit. But my top 3, and this is, by the way, I'm going to do top 5, but I'm going to do not in order because like, I'm not saying like number 1 is number 1. Like I like so many of these songs now. Top 5 would definitely be Actually Romantic, Elizabeth Taylor. Hold on, sorry, my songs keep playing. Canceled, Father Figure, and Eldest Daughter. I think are presently, those are my top 5, interchangeable. And you know, Fate of Ophelia slips in there sometimes. Oblate slips in there sometimes. They're all so good, and they are all so different in tone and mood that I think it really just depends on what vibe you're going for. Like, I've been listening to Ashley Romantic nonstop. I love that vibe of that song. Yeah. But then Eldest Daughter speaks to me on a level that I'm like, is this my favorite track 5 she's ever done? You know, like, people are saying like, oh, it's the weakest. I'm like, you're not an Eldest Daughter then. Like, you don't get it. And so I think that there's a lot of that in this album where you have to get it. You have to have experienced it. You have to have understood something like that to really, get all facets. And I think that people are just looking at it too far on the surface, you know?
Yeah.
What about yours?
I think I would go Fate of Ophelia, Father Figure.
Love.
Wish List, Would.
Love.
And then it's really hard for me to choose between. But I think I'm going to go Ruin the Friendship.
I saw it climbing up the ranks for you, and it really is like a beautiful song. Like, it's fun. It's
so beautiful. Yeah. I think, and I love the we lie back,
beautiful, beautiful time lapse, kisses and lilacs, like when we were young.
Oh, I love that part.
No, it's
and yeah, I just love, and I love the meaning behind it. I think the twist really threw me off. That I was like, I can't.
Is that not Eldest Daughter?
Wait, that is Eldest Daughter.
I was like, wait a sec. It's Eldest Daughter.
Fuck.
No, but I know what you're saying.
I was thinking of
I know the bridge. The bridge,
it's
right?
Like, don't ask or ask that question. Shit. What,
Here, no, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's the end, right? It's the end. The
yeah, where she's like
whispered at the grave, should have kissed the goodbye, and we'll never know is not an invitation. Wait, that part?
It's like, my advice is always ruin the friendship better than it's a question your whole life. My advice is always answer the question better than that to blah blah. That's the
ending of ruin
about.
The friendship. Yeah.
Yes.
Answer the question
better than that to
ask it
your whole life.
All your life or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
So good.
Meaning, and I like that she takes like this personal story for the bigger picture of the meaning of like, don't live your life with what ifs.
Yep.
But yeah, then and the chorus just like gets stuck in my head.
It's
like,
beautiful. Always ruin the friendship.
I really, really love it. Yeah, and it's been climbing up, and that probably after first listen, I probably would have ranked it lower or like maybe even last because of the sadness. But I think it's one of those songs that's really sad, but the message behind it is really hopeful in a way.
Absolutely.
So it's this weird juxtaposition of like sadness, but also looking on the brighter side or looking towards the light almost. You know?
Without question. Yeah. And I totally agree. I also think that it's very real. It's, and we've talked about this. I know we kind of talked a about it a little bit when we were listening to it in real time, but this whole record is so honest and it's not sugar coated. You know what I mean? Like the happy songs are happy and it's based on real life experiences. And the ones that are more sad or have like a heavier topic like this one, that's real as fuck. It's like, oh yeah, you know, is there nothing more relatable than when I left school, I lost track of you. Abigail called me with the bad news. Goodbye. We'll never know why. It's like sometimes that does happen, especially with high school people and people in your life. And you wake up one day and you think
like, what could I have done differently?
Right. You almost take for granted how people come in and out of your life and you don't think much about it. Maybe in the back of your head, it's like, oh, I should have kissed him. Oh, I should have, what if? And then you hear something so heavy like that.
Yeah.
And then you're left with this feeling of like, oh my God, I didn't know how much that meant to me. And I didn't realize that I had been overlooking this question that's been in the back of my mind for my whole life. And now I'll never know. And I think that having that message paired with something so, you know, sweet and upbeat, because that song is pretty upbeat.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that in itself is just
it's just everyone thought that your reaction was so funny.
What?
And you're like, you're trying so hard not to laugh. So you're like,
when I was
the
laughing.
tone is really throwing me off.
I couldn't and I also was dying because of you being like, wait, what? And I was like, couldn't. It was just too funny. Like you can't switch up on me like that.
No, I don't think anyone saw that coming at all, and that will stick with me for the rest of my life. That's also why I love
when I left home. I lost track of you. Like
and
that part.
And you hear Abigail, you're like, yay!
Yeah.
And
It's
like,
oh no, Abigail called me. Hey, girl, with the bad news.
Oh,
it's
fuck.
it's crazy. Yeah. But no, I'm right with you as putting that in a favorites list, because I do think that despite the sadness, it's still an amazing song. And I think so far we're seeing, you know, online, everyone's favorites. What would you say everyone's favorites are? Opalite for sure.
Opalite for sure.
Everyone loves Opalite. Everyone loves the Fate of Ophelia.
And Fate of Ophelia.
And Father Figure for sure. People love Actually Romantic.
Yeah, they do.
But that's a whole other, you know, we'll save that for Thursday because that's a whole other conversation. But pray for the brats.
I know.
Pray for the brats.
I'll just say
and
this.
the haters. And the haters.
Yes.
But
I feel like it's
also
not so Charlie XCX that people feel like it is. I think that those first couple lines for sure, but I think
there are at least 3 or 4 lines that are like direct.
For sure,
the message is broader than
That's
Charlie.
what I'm saying.
Yes.
I think the message is way broader than just Charlie. I think a little bit like is to Trump a little bit too. Like you're so obsessed with me.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know.
So.
Maybe I just like to say that like in my brain.
I saw people making those jokes. I like it. I hate to even consider that she spent a single millisecond of time thinking about, you know what I mean?
I get that for sure.
But I like, it can apply to that for sure. It can definitely apply to that.
But I don't. It's so funny how so many people are like posting like sympathy is a knife on their Instagram stories and stuff. I don't even think,
in solidarity.
Yeah, like I just don't even think that Actually Romantic is a response to that song.
I don't.
I think it's the response to her just talking mad shit about her behind her back all the time.
And that is, I think, getting lost in translation. I think that Sympathy of a Knife serves as proof of the song that you wrote about me. You couldn't see me sick. I don't think that this is a response to that song.
No.
Right.
Just
like
because you have insecurities doesn't mean that can allow you to be a bad person.
I said that same thing. I said, I think that Brat as a whole, and again, you know, it's here we are pitting women against each other, blah, 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 whatever. Charlie XCX is the one that's running around talking shit. What do we want to do? So I think that generally Brat as an album is presented as this like party, you know, drug girl album, but it also is trying to like show like, oh, gangsters have feelings too. You know what I mean? Like she tries to show this vulnerable side. And I do think it comes across most times, but I also think that there's a tone of it where it's like, I'm insecure, I'm a mess, I'm this, I'm that, and none of that is my fault. Like I think that is the message that comes from Brat, and I don't like that. It's like, take accountability for your fuck ups and like for the fact that you are insecure. And okay, well, what makes you insecure like that? Why do you feel sick seeing her at backstage at your boyfriend shows? Why are you crossing your fingers behind your back hoping they break up soon?
Yeah.
Like, go to therapy. You know what I mean? Like that. Let's not, just because you're singing about it doesn't mean that
doesn't make it normal. Yeah.
Right. Like just because you're singing about it doesn't mean that it's not offensive, and it doesn't mean that it's not like the wrong way to think about it.
Yeah.
And I think when you are being so overt in your words, it's fine if Taylor does the same and has a couple lines in there that directly call you out. People say the Funny Valentine thing is a Kim Kardashian throwback. Like it's certainly like a message to the haters, actually 100%. Romantic. And it's also my own personal soundtrack for the rest of time.
Yeah, legit.
And especially to literally all the women at Boston Sports.
Yeah,
like,
legit.
It's actually sweet. All the time you spent on me. It's actually wild. All the effort you've put in. Like that's so it's too much.
All the Twitter haters.
Exactly.
Literally.
So yeah, I do think that there are so many themes throughout that are exciting and I love how she explores them, and I love the album. I really do. I genuinely do.
I genuinely love it so much.
And I don't know why.
And
why
you know
those
what
haters?
I don't like is that like when I listened to it, I was like, oh, I love it so much, like whatever. And then I'm scrolling on TikTok and it's all these people, blah blah. I'm like, oh, like do I like it or am I just like a? But no. I like it and I know I like it.
Right.
And I should not let any other opinion differ. And it's not like I was like thinking like, oh, this person says something, so like, does that mean I'm wrong? It's just like there was so much negativity that I was like, wait, am I not seeing something? Am I missing something? It's like, no, they are the ones that are not seeing it. They're the ones that are missing it.
I don't like when people try to categorize us. And I know that we are obviously super fans of Taylor Swift. We have a podcast for Taylor Swift. We talk about our albums. We talk about our interviews. We talk about her life as it's presented to us through the media. We don't know this woman at all personally. And we've said that a million times. And so but I also, just because we report on the fandom and her as a person and her music and whatever, doesn't mean that we are like freak fans. Like I don't really like that.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Like we can see there's
a difference.
The reality in things.
Exactly. So if I like a Taylor Swift song, it's not because I'm forced to like a Taylor Swift song because it's Taylor Swift. Right. Yeah. Like I just happen to love everything she puts out. Like there's rarely
a reason why we're fans.
Right. There's rarely something. And I did like a quick 5-minute video first reaction right after you left on Friday. And I said it and I was like, I mean, obviously I was going to like the album because it's Taylor Swift. And I started getting a lot of shit for that, where it was like, that invalidates you right away, blah, blah, blah. You said you were always going to like it no matter what. And I was like, I do think that's important to say that I'm a fan.
Yeah.
But I also think that that's fine. Like, of course, if you're a fan of another artist and they put out an album, you're going to get excited about it. And you're going to be like, yes, thank God, my favorite artist is new music. I don't think it makes your praise of the album invalid because you're a fan who's enjoying the work of the artist that you like. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't make 100%. It null and void.
No, totally not.
And I feel like that is flying around a lot, and that pisses me off.
Yeah, if anything, like we're kind of the contrarians because everyone's hating on it. We're the ones that love it.
Exactly.
So
yeah,
like we're the one.
We're different.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry.
Seems like you don't get it. Yeah. But for real, there hasn't been a Taylor Swift album since Reputation that I've thought to myself like, wow, these people just really don't fucking get it like they do for this. They just don't get it.
It's like their brains have forgotten that Taylor Swift is Taylor Swift.
No, it's crazy. It's like sad and ridiculous. And I do think that the response to this album is so on the nose when it comes to Reputation. Like it feels like I'm living Reputation over again.
Totally. And Donald Trump is president. Reputation's getting shit on.
It's the exact same fucking thing. It's literally the exact same fucking thing. And it's crazy to live through, but it does make me laugh a little bit more. And I'm less mad this time around because I'm like, fire back up.
I'm
copy
way
paste.
less mad. Yes, exactly. Because it's like, it is grinding my gears a little bit.
Totally.
But like, I'm not letting it, or I'm trying not to let it like affect me because on like Saturday, like I was getting so angry. I saw the most hilarious TikTok that was like, I have to go take a walk outside because I'm feeling this this unbelievable
unbridled rage
burning inside of me against these haters.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I felt. Like it was really making me rage.
Yeah.
And that's why I kind of
Rio was texting about that?
Rio
texted me. No. She was saying how she was like, what is fucking wrong with these people? Like, what's going on? Because she at first was like, oh, I like the album. And I'm sure Chicks in the Office will talk about it. They're in Singapore right now. But she was like, oh, I like the album, but some of the songs, not for me. She's like a hip hop person normally. So she likes Taylor as much as a casual fan does. And then as the day went by, she was like, wow, I'm really starting to love this album. It's really growing on me.
Same with Francesca. She was the same way.
Yeah. So they were like loving it, listening to it, whatever. And then the next day she texted our group randomly and was like, she was like, Kelly, what the fuck are all these people like going off? She's like, are they dumb? Like they don't understand this? And I was like, welcome. Thank you. Come in, defend our queen. Yeah. Like now you get it. And she was like, it's just so dumb. Like what are these people talking about? And I am thankful that I don't scroll on TikTok like I used to because I do feel like TikTok is a fucking dumpster fire.
It is.
And so luckily I've not seen all these videos. I know they exist and I know that people are out there talking shit. I see the iterations on Twitter in the same way.
The way I've been blocking people so
Ooh,
fast. Like they'll literally
too.
be like, it's so funny.
Yes.
Like I'll scroll and they're like, I'm a Swiftie, but I just don't think
block. I'm a Swiftie, but block.
Literally.
Block.
Like, so you're not a Swiftie.
No, you're not
like,
a Swiftie.
It's
You're
so
not.
annoying. Yeah, it's just so annoying. I'm so quick to block people now.
No,
It's
me
just
too.
like,
I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck.
But I do it too because it's like, yeah, I'm blocking you. Maybe you'll still pop up and it's not like I'm not going to not see you online or whatever, but it's more like I don't want to give you the ability to comment on what I'm saying. That's why I'm blocking people because it's like I'm going to voice my opinions, my positive opinions, and if you're going to come in here with negativity, there's no place for that in my fucking reply. It's like just stay the fuck away from me. Like, we asked the whole world to leave us the fuck alone and they do.
Wow.
Wish list. Wow.
Legit.
And so yeah, it's just it's an interesting start to the week. It's an interesting start to this album release, and I think that that over time, fear not.
Yes,
everything will even out.
They
Everything will be fine.
They will all come crawling back once,
as they always do.
And it's like, I said this when we were talking to Kevin, but I saw this TikTok of this girl who like had this insane take about the album, and then the next TikTok she posted was like her dancing to Opalite, being like, this is the best song ever.
Stop it.
So
absolutely
it's
stop
like
it.
This discourse is insane. People can't pick a side, and I think people just see everyone hating on Taylor, so they just jump into. And
they're making money off of it, which we'll get into because Taylor is well aware of that, and she talks about that in one of her interviews.
Like you said, we'll get into it, but from the interviews and stuff, I think everyone should take a page out of her book.
Yep.
And just enjoy it for what it is. Be who you are. Put your phone in the closet and have a good time. Don't let the negativity get to you, because I think she's so proud of this album, and she's said this a million times that like I think something she said in one of the interviews was like, she's always kind of had these complicated feelings when putting out an album. And with this one, she doesn't have that at all.
Right.
And I think we should all be like that. No complicated feelings. We're having a good time. The negativity is the negativity, and the positivity is reigning high because this album is so fucking good.
Totally agree. And that is our mentality moving forward on this pod. So let's get into the conversations that Taylor has been having since Friday. Some of these started coming out before the album itself was released because, of course, it was UK time. So they were coming out at like 2, 3 in the morning. I guess literally right when the album was released. So we waited a little bit. But the first interview that she did over in the UK was with Greg James, who is one of her besties, I guess.
Yeah,
one
of her they were so close.
Her media besties, someone that she trusts and likes and speaks with outside of media interviews. They flash back at one point to him interviewing her after a performance during the Reputation era and all this stuff. So they've known each other for a long time, and I think that was very clear in their interview. It was very, very sweet, friendly, fun.
Love.
Started off with with Taylor gifting Greg a loaf of sourdough named The Fate of Dophelia. Yeah. Which is hilarious.
Have we seen that one before, Dophelia? I thought we did. Didn't she give that to Ashley?
Did she?
Maybe
she did. Maybe she did.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I honestly can't remember. I can't keep them straight.
Though.
Me too.
The Fate of Dophelia is hilarious.
I think they're so funny. Greg had asked her about doing her album announcement on New Heights, and she said that she loves the polarity of masculine and feminine there, of going on a football podcast to announce her album. I loved this. I loved her saying that because it really is true. It was like when she was announcing her album an hour into the podcast, like, oh, by the way, here's my album, blah blah blah, on a football podcast. Like that's just like A-tier trolling, it's the best trolling you could do, and I love it.
I like that, the masculine and femininity of it all. It's like, I'm going to make this into my thing for now. Yep. And it might annoy some people, but I don't care. And I really like that. And I think a lot of people had that criticism when she went on, like, why is she doing it on New Heights? So I like that she had a little bit of an answer for that.
And I also love in general, and this statement, I think, kind of lends itself to that. It's that there is room for both in the same show. And who better to point that out than like Travis, Jason, and Taylor to come together and talk about both and show that there is space for both conversations, both kinds of people, men and women, and that we all just can, hang out at once and discuss our mutual and non-mutual interests. What's wrong with that? Next, she talks a little bit about how when putting out albums that sometimes she feels like, I was in a different oh my God, there's this gnat.
Yeah, I know.
Attacking me.
Yeah.
There's gnats in this whole office. We don't know why. It's really pissing me off. She's talking about how when she's recording albums, that sometimes by the time they come out, she's in a totally different place in her life. And that was the case with Torture Poets Department, which we knew, which is kind of why she didn't really, it was kind of why she didn't do any press or whatever. But for this one, she says, my life is in exactly the same spot as when I wrote the record. So that's why she has uncomplicated feelings about it coming out.
I love that.
And she's just excited. And I love that she fucking said that.
Yeah.
Because I hate the people that say like, well, you know, when we're trying to line up like who are the songs about and blah, blah, blah. Is it about Blake? Is it this? Is it that? Like, people are like, well, she wrote this song a year ago, and so clearly, blah, 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 it's not about that, and whatever. Like, people try to, like, assign it to different things based on timeline. Yeah. But her literally being like, I'm in the exact same spot as I was when I wrote it, it's like, all right, choke on it, bitch.
Yeah.
Like, exactly.
Yeah.
This is how she feels present day, currently. Live with that.
And I love that.
Me too.
Yeah, and I think it was so evident with Torture Poets that it was a trauma dump. She did not want to talk about it anymore. She's not. That's not the person she is.
The album she had to write, she says.
And I forget what interview she said this on, but she said like when Torture Poets came out, she put her phone in a drawer and she was with Travis and like all of her friends and had such a good time she didn't have to worry about it. But she's like, for this, it's not the same case anymore. Like she doesn't have to like hide away because she's very excited.
Exactly, which is great, and we love that growth. She also said that they were talking a little bit about, you know, drama on the record, potential drama, and she said that there's always some element of drama that someone is trying to force into my consciousness. She said it's fun to write about it sometimes.
Yeah, of course.
And I would say that's direct reference to like actually romantic or even father figure. Like,
I can't imagine how fun actually romantic was to write and record.
I wish it was a music video for it. I want a music video for every song, but actually romantic would be like a
voice
hilarious
memo. A bunch of voice memos like kind of just came out. And I would have loved actually romantic voice memo.
Please,
yeah,
so good. Wait, speaking of, I love your necklace.
Oh yeah.
And now I need it.
Thanks.
Like I need it so bad. What the fuck? I thought I got one that it came with, but maybe not.
Yeah, this is the
Does it come with the CD?
One. This was the purple one.
Maybe I do have it.
Yeah, it came with the CD. It was like, it's frightening, it's rapturous. It's
right. No, I definitely
beautiful.
I'm still waiting on stuff. Like my vinyl hasn't come yet.
Oh really?
I know. I'm
like the OG orange one.
Yeah, I'm
that one hasn't come from me yet either.
I was like getting nervous about it a little. Let's see.
I'm still waiting for my signed
shipment
CDs.
has been delivered. Oh, my vinyl was literally delivered today.
Oh yeah.
So the vinyl was delivered today, out for delivery. Sorry, I'm just going through my emails, looking at my own shit.
My orange one didn't come until today either.
Yeah, like it's involved in one of these?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so yeah.
It's frightening, maybe?
No.
Fuck, so I didn't get the
red
one.
You got the keychain with the
heart. I got the keychain with the heart.
And then what other one did you get?
And then I got the sweat and vanilla perfume
Oh, that's
edition.
the orange one. That's the violet eye keychain.
Oh, I do love that too.
Yeah.
Okay, well, damn.
You can borrow it if you want.
I'm gonna have to get my hands on that necklace. I'm sure. Is that necklace just like on sale for itself?
I wonder. Right? I don't think so.
Well, I'll find it.
Yeah,
I'll find it somewhere.
Maybe
Anyway, sorry.
Selling it.
This is literally not about me, but I was really jealous when I saw it. It looks really cute. And there's a letter that can like be put inside of it, right?
It's
so fun.
Romantic, and then you like put it in.
It's
complicated though.
So cute.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So I just think that mentality of like there's always gonna be drama because people are always trying to force drama into my shit, and I think of course. Next, she talks a little bit about how she did worry about had this like unnecessary worry kind of thrust upon her by the opinions of other people that, you know, what if her writing is directly tied to her torment and pain and that it would dry up with happiness and that she's happy to report that it has not.
Yeah.
And I think that, real Swifties knew that was never actually going to be the case, but I think that maybe for her, it's a comforting thing to know. Yeah. Because everybody's always like, we need her sad. We want her sad. It's like, ugh.
She said, I'm not sure if this was in the same interview, but she said that she nurtured that fear very early on in her career. Yeah. That if she wasn't miserable, then she couldn't write. Yeah. And yeah, that's a common thing that people say now, like if she's not sad, I don't want to hear it, whatever. And and then she said like, and I was really happy to find out that that's just not true. If anything, like I feel more motivated and more, and like I have more to write about, whatever. So yeah, that was nice because I feel like that's a common thing that people say about her all the time is that like she only writes good music when she's sad, she only makes good sad music, I only Like,
But isn't
whatever.
that such a departure from everybody being like, all she does is write breakup songs.
Yeah,
all she does is write about her
crazy.
exes. It's
Yeah.
like, it does not matter what this woman
Again, they
does.
just want her to fit into this specific box.
Yep.
And when she doesn't fit into this, I only write about sad music box, and people are mad. If she's not in the I only write about pop music box, and people are mad.
She literally can't win in the
and
court of public opinion. And
I
it's
like
really
that-
shocking.
It seems like when she was younger, she would kind of let that get to her. But I like that she's at this point in her career now that she's like, I don't care where I'm at. I'm going to do my job.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm going to do my job and there's nothing you can do about it. She also mentions that she would play the songs for the album for Travis as soon as she'd get back from Sweden.
Cute.
Right away, she's playing them for him. She knew that he was going to like this kind of album. I think we all knew that he was going to like this kind of album. But I think that in itself is fun, exciting. She's so pumped up about her work that she's like, babe, listen to my new
really sweet.
And then for him to have been now, like when we look back and we think about the New Heights podcast interview and how excited Travis was for her, it just makes it even more, even more exciting. Like he's been hearing these songs for a while. He knew that they were bangers. He knew they were good. They're playing them around the house. I just love that thought of like him just being supportive since the second she steps off the plane, you know?
Yeah. He's the luckiest person on planet Earth.
Yeah.
And, I mean, obviously being able to date Taylor Swift, but being able to hear her music before anybody else, I would die for that.
He's got the plug.
He's got the plug. And yeah, I love that she felt no worry or qualm or anything about coming home and being like, let's listen to this song, you know, like I want you to hear this for what it is.
Totally.
And I love that.
Agreed. Back a little bit to the interview that Greg James had done with Taylor right after she stepped out of a performance during the Reputation era. I guess this is something that's come up. I've never seen this before, but I guess people shit on Greg James sometimes, saying that he was rude during this interview because she came off, and by the way, they were friends. Like, so they were friends like already.
Yeah.
She comes off, he's doing this interview, and by the end of the interview, you know, she's sweating, she's literally like fresh off the stage, and he's like, so why don't you go have a shower and we'll see you later? And she's like, yeah, I need one, and like leaves. And it was funny, a funny moment between friends, but I guess people online give him shit for it still to this day, being like, you were so rude, how could you say that, whatever.
Wow.
So he brings it up, and he was like, Taylor, like, he's like, once and for all, were you offended by that? And if so, I'm sorry. She was like, no, I wasn't offended by that. Like, we're friends, and it was funny. Like, I was sweating through my bangs. Like, what are you talking about? And then she says that I don't need to be bubble wrapped as much as people think I do, which I think is a really important sentiment to take away from all of this, is that Taylor is not this like prissy princess who can't take a joke or can't understand humor or everything is offensive to her and you have to treat her like this glass figurine that just like, you know, can't handle anything. And I think that is something that a lot of people are missing. Yeah. You know?
And I feel like the keyboard warriors too, it applies to that too. Like
completely.
She doesn't need these people like attacking people for her or, you know, like over analyzing or over explaining certain things because she's good. Like she doesn't, and I'm sure she, you know, as fans, of course, you feel, and I feel like this too, and I'm sure you feel like it too. Like you feel like you have to stick up for her in this
always,
sense.
yeah.
And I do feel like that, but at certain times it kind of gets a little extra.
Totally.
And yeah, I love that she was like, yeah, I'm a grown woman. I don't need to be bubble wrapped.
Right.
Because yeah, like you said, I do feel like, let's take the Golden Globes for example, when that asshole made that stupid joke and she just kind of like rolled her eyes.
Yeah.
She didn't say anything. She didn't do anything. She just kind of
rolled her eyes,
and
took a sip, and then kept
And you know the whole world blows up on it, and it's like, oh, she can't take a joke. She can't get offended. It's like, no, she just doesn't take shit from people.
She doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, exactly. And people take that as her getting offended, and that's not the case. She's a grown woman. Exactly. She can stick up for herself, and I love that.
Agreed. She then goes on to talk about, or Greg had asked her, like, you know, touring ? Anything coming soon? Do you think about the Eras tour? Blah blah blah. She said that she thinks about the Eras tour daily, but if she thinks about doing another tour, she gets tired thinking about the idea of that. Because she wants to be able to do it right, and she knows how much work that goes into it. And right now, it's just not. That's not what she's doing right now. Which, by the way, chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
Anybody that thought she was getting like a legit tour, Eras tour style this soon, you're crazy.
No, I never even had like an inkling of a thought that she would.
It's not even been a year since it was over.
Yeah. No,
chill.
It'll be what, a year in December. So like, yeah, just it's crazy to me that people thought that. I do understand, I guess, because of the aesthetic of it all, the showgirl of it all.
Yeah,
because you know that's kind
I
of
still have
coincides.
a little eye for like
That
a Sphere performance or something in Vegas.
I was
like
gonna
you know.
say that doesn't mean that she's not gonna tour.
Yeah.
Maybe in a year or 2 years or 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like she has no like I don't want to say timeline or cutoff point. Like
Yeah.
I will go see a tour for this album in 10 years. Like I
Of
don't
course.
care. You know what
well,
I mean?
there are no rules. There are
Yeah.
no rules for Taylor. Like if Taylor is somewhere and she's performing, I'm going to be there. She could literally be up on the stage talking for 3 hours about how to make sourdough, and
I'd be there.
And I'm
Yeah.
there. So it doesn't matter. Real
Yeah.
fans will always be there no matter what. She then they closed out the episode with something that I thought was so funny, and I very clever by Greg, and I'm glad he did this. I, by the way, love him. I'm so in love with him. He's so cute.
He's really cute.
So cute.
Yeah.
He's married. Ugh, drama. I think as a kid too. I was like, bug. But that's literally the first thing I looked up. Is he single? So cute. So, but he played a little game with her where he played original 1989 Shake It Off and Taylor's version Shake It Off, and kind of slid the bars between them and tried to get Taylor to guess which was which, and she literally couldn't tell the difference.
Yeah,
between.
that's crazy.
And neither
to
could
me.
I. Like neither could I. I was like, wow, I really don't know.
And I feel
especially
like
in her
Shake
face.
It Off is one that people always say like sounds so different.
Yeah.
But it's so crazy that her, like even her herself couldn't.
She was like, this one's
recognize
younger,
it.
and he was like, no, that's
Yeah.
that's Taylor's version. She was like, holy shit, I literally can't tell.
That
Which
is so
was
funny. I feel like I wonder if they would have like allowed that question if she didn't own her master still.
Definitely not.
Yeah,
Definitely not.
Right? I
'Cause
feel
why
like
would
no way
you-
because
yeah.
you don't want to market it as something that sounds
No.
exactly the same.
Because what if she's listening to them and she's like, yeah, that's me younger, and yeah, that's me older, and there is a difference. Like
Yeah.
that's a bad look.
Yeah,
No
exactly.
way they would have asked that
Yeah.
if she didn't own everything. So that was Greg James's interview. Shout out to him. For
Yeah,
doing
he did
such
a great job.
Okay, the next one was with Capital FM, and she started out doing an Ophelia breakdown about the song and how it came to be. And again, we can talk more in depth about it when we do our lyric breakdown for Thursday, but generally something to take away from it is that she mentioned that she loves to mix Shakespeare with modern language, and that the fate of Ophelia is basically a rewrite of the original story. Obviously, in the original story of Shakespeare, of Hamlet, Ophelia dies because she's driven mad by all these men and whatever, and she dies and or kills herself. It's vague, but Taylor is rewriting it as if there were a happy ending, and the happy ending is, of course,
Is this he saves her heart.
saved her heart. Yeah.
Is this the same time when she was like, I have this weird thing where I like to rewrite like tragic stories?
Yes.
Because
And
she's
so
talking about love story and how she like was like, wait, they don't end up together? Like, I'm going to
Exactly.
rewrite it. And now it's kind of similar with Fate of Ophelia.
Completely.
Yeah.
So she is known to do this before. She rewrote the ending of Romeo and Juliet in Love Story to be a happy ending where they get together and they're married. Now she's rewriting the end of Hamlet, or at least Ophelia's storyline, where it's not all gloom and doom, and she was able to bring herself out of the darkness. And I think that not only is it like a reflection of Taylor and her life, and obviously the metaphor is very clear, but I do think that there's something to be said about that kind of storytelling where you see a story, you don't really like the way it ends, so you rewrite it to fit the narrative that you like. And I think that in itself is very creative and just a fun way to look at Shakespeare, especially.
Totally.
She also says that she loves the Brits a lot, loves them for their sense of humor and their sarcasm.
I mean, it's
Same.
very obvious. I think she like went on so many British radio shows.
6.
Yeah. So
it's crazy. Or 7, I think. So, yeah, 7.
love the Brits too. Shout out the Brits.
I love the Brits, and for that exact same reason. And I think too that like if I am Taylor and I'm doing all of these interviews on British radio, all those people like got it. You know what I mean? Like they all understood the album, they like the album, they like the tongue-in-cheek stuff. They recognize it as a cheeky album. And I think that if only the people of the United States could understand. Like I do think there's a disconnect
Open the
there.
schools.
Open the schools, the sarcasm, the jokes and stuff, they are very dry. And if you don't think in that way, you might not get it on the first try. But luckily we do at this podcast.
Totally.
And they do over in the UK. She also talks about how she lays around so much. She watches so much TV and she loves to rot.
Love
when
that.
she's not working, obviously. I think, let her lay around as much as she wants.
Seriously.
She needs to get that inspo back up. She needs to recharge.
Watching all her shows that she loves to watch.
She talks about Opalite. She talked about Opalite in pretty much every interview that she's done. She loves Opalite. It's Travis's favorite song. And she explains how an Opalite is, I just like my hip my hip just
Okay,
hurt.
Grandma.
Woo, get you to bed, Grandma. Damn, the way I was sitting, I'm like sitting too hard. That was crazy. I felt 1,000 years old. Yeah. No, it was like a sharp pain, but specifically in my hip, which I've never really. Anyway, how embarrassing. So anyway, she talks about how an opalite is a man-made opal, similar to lab-grown diamonds, and that she and her mom have always had an obsession with opals. They love them. They think they're beautiful. And then coincidentally, Travis's birthstone, an opal.
Yeah.
So and that the song itself, the message around it is just like you can create your own happiness.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to make your own happiness because like a man-made opal or opalite is man-made opal. Yeah. Sometimes you have to make your own story, your own happiness. And I love that.
Me too. And what an amazing message in general. And not only is the song just like so upbeat, catchy, fun, exciting, for it to have a message like that, a deeper meaning in that way, I think is beautiful. And you think about, I whenever I think about the Taylor Swift songs, I'm like, okay, these songs are for me. I identify with them, millennials, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But then I think about like the 15, 16-year-old version of myself listening to these songs for the first time. And I just like, I love the confidence. I love the excitement behind it. And that something like this, a happy song, like could be the difference in how someone moves forward in their life positively, Totally. Like it's just make your own happiness. That's the message. And imagine, you hear that when you're 16, it's like, yeah, you're fucking right, girlfriend. And I will make my own happiness. I'll make an opalite. I just love that.
That's actually so true. That's actually so true because when I feel like you're so young like that and you're stuck in this sadness, women. You feel like you feel like the whole world is against you. You feel like you're the only person feeling like this. So I really do love that because sometimes you just got to pick yourself up by the britches and do it. And when you're young, you don't realize that you can make happiness out of yourself. You feel like the world is against you, and
you feel like you have to conform when you're young, or you have to do what everybody says. And especially now, I think that's the tone of the internet and how kids are growing up now. It's just different, than how we grew up. And I think that the more that people can hear a message like that, young and old, the better. And like even my mom, I would love my mom is gonna be listening to the album and she loves Taylor Swift or whatever, but like I told her specifically this song. I was like, this is a really good song to like keep you on the up. And, and so, it doesn't matter who it is. It's banger. Just feels nice to hear, you know what? Make your own happiness. Fuck them all.
You were dancing through the lightning. You were just doing what you had to do. And
dancing
now you're
through the lightning strikes. So many of these songs make me want to dance in like doo-wop ways, like,
the sky is
opalite.
Like a Charlie Brown character almost.
Oh, yeah, completely. Like, I'm very much at the sock bop with like all these songs like in the whole album. So it's great. Also during this interview at Capital FM, they gifted her a couple of things. They gave her an opalite cat.
Yeah, that was really cute.
In like a really pretty case. Yeah. Oh, it was really nice.
I was kind of jealous. I was
me
like, wait,
too.
I want that. Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
And then they also gave her a big loaf of bread, but it was a sausage roll, which is a very famous, British food.
Sausage roll?
Sausage roll. And then they're like, there's a whole sausage in the middle. And she's like, oh, I know. She's like, I can smell it, which is hilarious. And then at the end of it, she says that Wishlist is her favorite song. And also that, the interviewer asked her, he was like, is there something that you've wanted to be asked, but you haven't been asked? And she said, don't make me do your job for you.
She is
dying
so
at
funny.
that.
I
She's
love her
really
so much.
funny, like just hilarious.
But yeah, she mentioned that twice about Wishlist, saying that she's really proud
a few
of
times.
it.
She like loves Wishlist.
Yeah. That she really liked writing about all the different things that people want in life, and that it was really fun, like coming up with those ideas. But then at the end of the day, like you just want that person to be with you.
Exactly.
And yeah, I thought it was really sweet. But yeah, she said she's like very proud of that song.
Very proud of it. She also says later in a different interview that it was the song that showed them that they were like finished with the album. Like that was their like, all right, now this is it. We've got it. There's a place for everything, and we love it.
Wish list. I just want you. I fucking love that one too. Did I say that one was in my top 5?
Got the whole block looking
like you. We tell the whole to leave us the fuck alone, and they do. Wow.
So
I love it. Love.
So. I can't remember if it was in your top 5. No, it was. Wishlist and Wood.
I think so.
It was. And you've loved it since first
I love
listen
that,
too. I like Wishlist. I think that's
one that's
on my
growing
list.
A lot on people.
Me too. It's very much, it's me, especially. It's very much growing on me. Not that I don't like it. It's just one of those songs where I'm like, oh, this sounds, sorry, I'm trying to fix my skirt. Oh. It's like one of those songs where, I love it. It's cute. I love the message, but like can't relate at the exact moment. So I'm not like blasting it, screaming it because I'm not.
You don't got a wish list.
Yeah. I don't want somebody, I don't want the whole block looking like anybody I know right now. So that's just, you know what I mean? Like, I can't. I love that, and I love that for her.
No, and that's so
I personally
valid.
am not looking to procreate
Yeah.
to create a
With
basketball team, you know?
Right.
With anyone around.
Right.
No one stepped into
And
my
that's
life in
very
that way.
valid.
And that's
Yeah.
very valid.
Yeah.
And listen, maybe someone will. I don't think so. But well, you never know. You never know how it goes. So next, she had an interview with Hits Radio, and she gave or she repeated a piece of advice. They were asking her a little bit about the Eras Tour, and she repeated a piece of advice that Stevie Nicks had given her, saying that whatever is going on in your life, just don't let it threaten my show. So you got the Eras Tour that night. You have to close your mind off to drama, to sickness, to injury, to whatever, and that truly, like, get yourself to that stage and give everything to the crowd no matter what. And you have to surround yourself with people that have the same mentality. So she was really praising the Eras Tour crew and dancers and everyone that works with her on the Eras Tour, because all of them were balls to the wall at all times.
Totally.
Through sickness, health, whatever it is, they're there.
And I think that just shows. I mean, she asked them all to come back for Fate of Ophelia music video for a couple.
Which is so
fun.
Oh my God, that
You
was
know,
so exciting in the theater. We'll talk about
Yeah.
the movie at the end, but oh my God.
Having a couple of them on the album, on one of the alternate album covers, it's just so evident, that she respects them so much.
Definitely.
And I love that. You know, it's so true, but what she said, like, don't let the drama, whatever, like, but at the end of the day, she is a human. So sometimes we got to see a little bit of those, like, cracks almost.
Like when she was performing in Brazil and like overheating and stuff. Yeah.
Or like,
that was crazy.
When she's like performing, like, call it what you want, but like the fast, angry version.
Right.
I just feel
The
like
passion, or like crying during champagne problems,
Right.
etc. Yeah.
like, even though I do love that she had this mentality, and it showed very much on the Air Source stage. Like,
Yes.
this is my show. It's going to be perfect the way that it is. Hit your marks, all this stuff. You can do it with a broken heart.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, she is a human.
Absolutely.
And I love that. She's not this robot that can just go on stage and smile and be great. Because
Completely.
as much as she wants to have that mentality of, like, nothing can affect me, I love that sometimes she would show her emotions to us
Without question.
vulnerability. Yeah.
And I also think too, in that same vein, she still showed up.
Yeah.
And ultimately that's what it is. And even no matter what's going on, even if there are cracks in your armor, whatever it is, she's there, she's performing, and nobody left the Eras Tour disappointed. Like, could you imagine?
No.
Like, I don't think a single person left and was like, wow, she really could have done a little bit more.
Yeah.
It's like, get out of here.
No
What?
way. Yeah.
Would be so insane to even
And
consider
it's
that.
also, like, so interesting too, because we didn't even notice that she was, like, showing little cracks and stuff until she was, like, so happy and, like, doing it full, like, happy, that we were like, oh, wait a second, there's something
Right.
going on here. Like, she's still so good at, keeping it the
Even
way that it
keeled.
should be.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Gia, I know that we are all feeling our showgirl best, doing our showgirl best, absolutely on top of the world. And I would say that right now, I'm feeling lucky.
Ooh.
I'm feeling lucky. And I feel like I might want to win the lottery.
Mm-hmm.
Where am I going to do that?
JACKPOCKET.
JACKPOCKET. Shout out to JACKPOCKET, a bestie on the podcast, bringing us the luck that we need moving into the following weeks.
Yes.
And the
our
lottery.
showgirl season, our showgirl era. It's extravagant, so we need some extravaganza to go along with it.
Woo!
Our partners at JACKPOCKET got some big winners with over $1 billion in prizes won and 70 millionaires made using the app, including a recent $112
Woo!
million dollar Mega Millions jackpot. Order
Order
Mega Millions.
Order the Mega Million.
Order Mega Millions, Powerball, state lottery games, and scratch-offs all from your phone, and new customers can get $5 in lottery credits today. Just in time with Mega Millions on the rise, opt in and sign up with code Taylor2 to redeem.
They asked her a little bit about her relationship with social media. This I thought was a really interesting conversation. I wish we could have had like literally an hour long conversation about this in general. But she said that there was a point where she was just doom scrolling a lot online, and that in that time she didn't have any hobbies because she was just like busy doom scrolling or like working on the Eras Tour or whatever else, and that she realized that I need to get my hobbies back. Those things bring me joy, baking, all the old lady stuff that she does, and I found that very relatable.
Yeah, I was literally about to say I relate to that so hard. I don't have any
too.
hobbies. All I do is doom scroll.
Same, and it's like I don't want to. It almost feels like I'm being held hostage by my phone when I get home, and I can't decide what it is. Like first I was like, maybe it's because I like smoke weed as soon as I get home and I get lost in my phone or whatever. But it's like I lose track of time.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
Like it's upsetting and I don't know how to get out of it.
You know what kind of I had the stupidest like realization almost. It was either like doing the friendship bracelets or we both got this little package from this brand ITK, and one of the things was like you bedazzle these coasters and they're like Taylor Swift themed coasters. So I was doing it. It's like super tedious and it takes so long and a lot of focus and attention. And, you know, 2 hours had gone by and I'm barely done bejeweling this thing. And I'm like, wow, I haven't been on my phone in so long.
Doesn't it feel nice?
It's almost as if when I do things, I don't go on my phone.
Wow.
And then I was like, wait, I should start doing more things after work.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, wow.
It really is shocking how you can kind of, when you come out of that like doom scroll haze, how much better you feel. And yeah, like little tasks and little hobbies and stuff really do pull you out of it. And it's funny and relatable, and I don't want to say encouraging, but it does make it feel a little less heavy knowing that even Taylor Swift can't, you know what I mean? Like even she's had moments where she's like, I'm doom scrolling and it's whatever. But so she's since changed her relationship with social media and that she stays offline as much as she can. And, you know, she does see certain things. She has people send her stuff that they think she would like, but she said that she does have a hard time when you try to log online and you're kind of hit in the face with commentary on you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like you literally can't escape
it. Meta weird thing ever.
Totally, especially when you are so famous like that. Like even with all of the brands that were jumping on the Life of a Showgirl bandwagon, like fucking Betty Crocker and KitchenAid, etc. It's like, yeah, that's great, but imagine Taylor like opens up her phone and she follows KitchenAid because she loves their standing mixer, and then she sees information about herself. The comment section being like, what the fuck is this? You know, like you can't.
That's such a good point.
There are things that you can't avoid.
She's like
and you
almost
don't think
unavoidable sometimes.
Really? Yeah. So I don't know how she's been able to curate. Maybe like maybe she's got like a burner phone with like a fake thing that's only sourdough recipes. Like I don't know how you can avoid like all of that and be online at the same time, but it sounds as if she's making a real sorted effort to be to have a healthier relationship with social media. And she also mentions like it's not good for anyone to see that much about themselves, and I totally agree, and we can really relate to that.
Yeah, totally.
And she also mentions that getting attention has now been monetized, so you can choose which reality you want to be in. Do you want to be in that just that negative current where everyone is constantly talking shit and just kind of hyping each other up and just let's all talk shit, let's all get clicks and likes and reshares and whatever, because ultimately you're making a buck off TikTok or X or Twitter, whatever the fuck. And then you can choose to stay away from that, which is like how I felt until Saturday afternoon, because I blocked so many of the haters. I was living in this world of like me and everyone loved Taylor Swift and we're all back and this is amazing. And I didn't see a single negative thing for like 24 hours. It was crazy. So you just choose what reality you want to be in, and I liked that because
I like that too.
We should just continue doing that.
Yeah.
She also talks about how she and Ed Sheeran are the kind of friends that are like, don't make me sing. Like it takes nothing to get them to perform. And I love that she said this.
Wait, I love that too.
I think it's so funny, and I think it's one of those things where it's like people do have this vision of Taylor, or I don't know. I'm trying to think how to say this. She is humble. She's a very humble person. I think people want to be like, she can't be possibly be that humble, like whatever, you know, like they want to almost be like, it's fake, her humility. Sure. But I think that two things can be true. You can be humble, and you can also have fun when people like ask you to perform and like want to do stuff. And I think it's good that she said that, because it's like she's not running around acting like she's not Taylor Swift. Yeah. It's like, if somebody asked me to sing, and then she was like, me and Ed are the Don't Make Me Sing friends, and it's like, you know, oh, please sing, and he's already up on stage, and then you look over at me and I'm telling the band that Shake It Off is only 3 chords. You know, it's like, that's hilarious to me, and they'll seize any opportunity.
Well, if anything,
to perform.
I feel like that kind of makes her more humble in a way, just because I feel like I had this weird video in my head, and this is a very weird reference, but I saw this video of Bon Jovi. Actually, TJ sent it to me.
Love Bon Jovi.
And so do I.
Yeah. And we're Bon Jovi house.
Yeah, of course. Same.
Of course.
And you know, they're at this wedding. The wedding band starts playing Shot Through the Heart, whatever.
Yeah.
And everyone's like looking at Bon Jovi like, we want you to sing. Like, and he's like rolling his eyes. He has like this like mad look on his face.
John.
He looks like he does not want to do it at all. And he kind of takes the mic and he's like, oh, here we go. So to me, it's kind of like these celebrities think
Oh,
they're
I thought
like
you were about
almost.
to be like, and then he crushed it, like, and then he like went all
but
out.
then he did sing.
Yeah.
But like it wasn't like him.
Well, maybe, yeah.
He didn't want to at all, and it was so evident.
You don't need to be like that.
To me, like it's almost humble of you to be like, yeah, of course I'll sing. Like I'll sing for these random people right now.
Yeah.
Like I'll do this right now because like you guys want me to, and I know it's super fun, and I'm good at it. Whatever. Like it's almost like kind of a dick move to be like, I'm too good to sing my own song.
I totally agree with that. And so she also said that Ed specifically and she are like this, where you just want to give the crowd what they want, give them what they ask for, and if someone asks, get up there and sing perfect, then Ed Sheeran's gonna do it.
And I think you had just said this, but she said something about like if there's a stage, like you turn your head and Ed's already on it.
Yeah,
I love
which
that.
is hilarious.
Yeah.
And I love that is their like friendship
and it's
dynamic.
like, yeah, God forbid you have the voice of an angel, you're gonna use it.
And that makes me feel great in the future for when Taylor Swift and Ed Sheeran are both at my hypothetical wedding to some celebrity that is exactly like Travis Kelce probably, and that they will both sing.
Right. They'll be like, oh, Kelly, like, I know, like, you don't want us to, like, work too hard. It's our day off, whatever, but, like, we'll do this for you.
But we'll do this for you because we're your number one male and female, so here we are. Yep. And I just love that. I love that that's how they are.
Yeah,
and I think it's really sweet and fun and real, you know?
Yeah,
it's
totally.
just real. It's real as fuck. Okay. Now moving on to the Magic Radio interview. God, it's just like crazy how many interviews she did.
It's crazy.
In this one, she says that the movie that came out this past weekend, the official Life of a Showgirl release party, technically what it was called, that it was supposed to feel like a secret session. And she explained on the radio show about how she used to do secret sessions, explained them. Maybe we should explain in case some people don't know. Taylor Swift, up until the Reputation album, I believe, was the last time she did it.
I think Rep was the last time.
Rep was the last time. What, you know?
Obviously, Folklore was COVID.
Yes.
Or Lover. Did she do Lover secret sessions?
No, I don't think she did them for Lover. Okay. I don't know though. I'm not sure about that.
I'll Google it.
Anyway, Taylor Swift used to invite people to her house and play the album for them. Very, very serious fans, Swifties, people that she or her team had seen online, and that were big fans. And we know Olivia, our friend, who we talk about all the time, she went to the Reputation listening
and she
secret
did
session.
do secret sessions for
She
Lover.
did them for Lover as well. Okay. So Lover was the last time that she did them. And obviously Folklore Evermore were during COVID, but I think she's now too big to do that. She can't just have people at her fucking house.
I think after COVID, like, just
all that, and there are crazy fucking people out there. Like, it's really hard to find people to trust to bring into your home, and I think unfortunately that era of trust is just over. But yeah, so she says and explained how she wanted it to feel like a secret session. She also said that she feels.
Oh, sorry.
What?
This is like so different, but I'm just reading this Reddit thread came up about like why the Lover secret sessions were like the last secret sessions. And it says, like, some people, like, stole things out of her house.
What?
Like, small things, like soap and stuff. Very weird. Like, there were a lot of leaks that came out after.
Oh, what the fuck? See? People just have no decorum whatsoever.
It's very weird. Very,
Taylor,
very weird.
We would never fucking do that. I would never steal anything from your house.
Never.
Ever. And I would never leak anything.
No.
Just in case there's a future secret session. You never know.
Right.
Anyway, so she goes on to explain, they brought up, obviously, she had worked with Max Martin and Shellback on this album. They brought up 1989 and Reputation, other albums that she had worked on with them. I don't know actually if they brought up Reputation. I think they specifically brought up 1989. And she, Taylor, said that she feels that this album, Life of a Showgirl, is a lot different from 1989. So different, yeah. And I agree.
Yeah.
I think that something could be said to the sound. I would say that they are of a similar vibe.
Sure.
Apart from that, no, I don't think they're similar at all.
Yeah, the tone, the theme is so different.
Way different.
1989 is kind of like finding yourself during these big like transitional moments in your life.
New York
almost.
City.
Yeah, like
it's a little more
tumultuous relationships. Yep. You're young. You're living your life for the first time. I think Showgirl's so different in the tone of that. But yeah, I definitely see some similarities with sound.
Yeah.
But honestly, like,
but not
Canceled,
even really.
Life of a Showgirl, Actually Romantic are so not 1989. You know?
No, to me they're more Reputation.
Yeah,
you know?
totally.
Like that's if we're really trying to compare Elizabeth Taylor, right? If we're trying to line up albums with these songs, I would say more of them fall into the Reputation bucket.
I agree.
However, I get what people mean about them being similar only in the way because they're both upbeat albums.
Yeah,
I think that's what, if you're really talking surface level stuff, 1989 is mostly a fast album. Life of a Showgirl is mostly a fast album. That's really it. But Taylor does not agree. She thinks that they are very different. And they are. Okay. She also, I know we said a little bit before that Wishlist was the song that made them know that they were done with the record and that each song has a place. Did we talk about the lineup of the track list?
Not yet.
For Eras Tour. So we can bring that up now. On the back of the CD, and I guess on the vinyl as well, if you see it like that, if you line up all the tracks of The Life of a Showgirl, it kind of looks like the outline of the Eras Tour stage. Yeah. And that in itself was kind of an accident, right?
Yep.
And but something that is sort of an Easter egg at the same time.
She said that it was on purpose, but also an accident because like once they came to that realization, she was like, I knew that the track list should be exactly the way that it was, and no song should be removed or added.
Right, and then that goes back to that each song has a place.
Right,
and so that's that. They asked her what one of her favorite lyrics was on the record, and she references father figure. The line, let me read it exactly. I was gonna do a little.
I pay the check before it kisses the mahogany grain.
I think that's exactly it. Let's see. Hold on. I'll be a father figure. All right. It says, I pay the check. I protect the family. I pay the check before it kisses the mahogany grain. Nice memory.
Thank you.
Said they want to see you rise. They don't want to see you rain. That's like the whole line. But that kisses the mahogany grain is a line that she really likes. She likes the imagery of it because it symbolizes somebody grabbing a check like from a waiter or something before it even touches the desk or the table or whatever it is. Kind of being
the big dick at the table.
Yep.
And to be honest, kind of needed the explanation because it went right over my head.
I thought that, but you know what though? Actually, I didn't think of it in terms of like a restaurant. I thought of it in terms of like, there is a bill to be paid, and I've take care of it before it even came across my desk. I didn't think of it in terms of like at a dinner or something. It makes way more sense.
I didn't get it at all. So thanks.
Mahogany grain made me think of a desk because that's.
I was like,
remember, I was like rich mahogany makes me think of Ron Burgundy. Like that's literally why I think that.
Whenever I hear mahogany, I always think of Effie Trinket. That is mahogany.
Oh, yes. But that's it. It's like that like and people get so hung up on mahogany as like a powerful
like a nice
it's like
tree, right? It's
it
like
shows you're rich.
Expensive wood.
Yes. Yeah. So it shows like you've got the money to have a mahogany desk and that's what going back to Anchorman, Ron Burgundy, the famous line is like, my apartment smells of rich mahogany. And that's like to show like I'm made of money,
right.
You know, it's just kind of synonymous with that. She also explains a little bit about The Life of a Showgirl, the song featuring Sabrina, that the tone of it is kind of that instead of your idols being what you thought, they almost warn you. Obviously, in that song, it's like from the perspective, it kind of flips back and forth from perspectives, but one of the perspectives is like an aspiring showgirl, essentially. And, she goes up to her idol, and instead of being exactly what you thought, they warn you. But you do it anyway. And I think that's an interesting message too, where it's like, what you're getting into, and that it's going to be a hard road to walk on, but you have the stamina and the strength to do it anyway. Yeah. And I think that ultimately is the message of that song.
Yeah, totally. And we'll talk about this on Thursday too, but in the movie, and I think it was in the movie, she talked about like why she picked Sabrina. Yeah. And she was like, I picked her for this song because when I wrote this song, like I knew she would be perfect for it because like she has grinded for this for so long. She works so hard, and she's so good at like turning negativity into positivity. Yep. And like she is exactly like kind of what this song is about, like knowing all the negative but wanting to do it anyway and putting your all into it.
She said basically that on Elvis Duran. She had said that she thinks Sabrina is brilliant and tough, and she loves how she turns her negativity into fuel, which really love that sentiment because that's so hard to do. Like I wish, you try to turn all day long, you try to turn negatives into positives and make the most of it and whatever and blah, blah, blah. But to be able to reframe negativity into something that only propels you forward, I think is a real talent, and Sabrina definitely has that, and Taylor seems to recognize it. Okay, now next interview is with Hart, and this one was done with Emma Bunton, Baby Spice of the Spice Girls.
So cute.
I'm sure all of our listeners know the Spice Girls. Were you ever a Spice Girl? Well, you were probably too young. I would
Too
think.
young, but
Yeah,
of
yeah,
course
yeah.
I know. If
But
you
you
wanna
know-
be my lover.
Of course. Oh, good. That's all I got to know.
Yeah.
But
Sporty
obviously,
Spice, Baby Spice, Scary Spice.
nice,
Posh Spice.
nice. One more.
Ooh.
She's got red hair.
Ginger Spice.
Hell yeah. Yes. Yes. Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Honestly, it would have been a problem.
Yeah.
No. Pay respects to our Spice Girls, but appropriately, Taylor Swift is fangirling over Emma Bunton, Baby Spice, who was helping to do this interview on Heart Radio, and I loved that, especially as
Pay
a
your
Spice Girls
respect.
fan. Yeah,
Yeah.
as a huge Spice Girls fan, like they were the fucking shit. Like it was Spice Girls was Taylor Swift before Taylor Swift in terms of like girls looking up to them, and they were girl power, feminism, like all this crazy shit. When I was like 8 years old,
Yeah,
you
I
know,
love
like
that.
they were giving me the messages that I needed to hear to be like a confident woman at that time, and I'm sure because Taylor is of a similar age, she felt the same. And for her to just kind of, to show respect and appreciation to her in that moment, like she kind of went on being like, I'm fangirling. I can't believe I'm here talking to you, whatever. And Emma Bunton was like, oh my God, like it's literally your interview. You're
Yeah.
Taylor Swift. And she's
Yeah.
like, no, you're Baby Spice.
Yeah.
Like, shut the hell up.
I love
So,
that. And
me too.
She always does that too, Taylor. She always shows respect for
Totally.
the people that paved the way before her.
Yes.
And all that stuff. And, exactly like you said, she's taking her own interview and turning it into something where she praises Emma. And even Emma was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
It was really sweet. I
was
loved
so
that whole
good.
interaction. And
Me
it
too.
happened, like, went on for like 5 minutes.
They
was
really
really
and
cute.
Taylor was like asking her questions
Yeah.
about certain things. Like it was so good, and I just loved. Yeah, I loved Emma's humility about it too.
Yeah.
Like she was very like, oh please, like no, we want to know about you. And I was
Yeah.
like, no, Emma, we always want to know
Yeah.
about you too. So don't worry about it. But she explained a little bit. They were asking her about Eras Tour and stuff, and she said that this was the first time while touring that she noticed like full families in the audience. Obviously, people have always been coming to the shows and she can see the people in the audience. She talks about that too, but this is the first time that she saw like all age ranges, like a mother, daughter, father, son, whole kind of vibe, grandparents out there and stuff like that, which I think that is such a testament to the Eras Tour itself.
Yeah.
Because it really did become, especially towards the end, once people kind of realized what it was, it did turn into like a bonding moment.
For
like
sure.
the Eras Tour was for everyone, and it just
yeah.
really shows what an impact it had on so many people.
And I love that. I love that she notices stuff like that while
Me
she's
too.
performing. And that quote kind of reminded me of one of the poems in one of the vinyls where she was talking about how like she's been to this city before, but a different tour. And, she sees the same girl, but she's not 14 anymore. She's older and all this stuff. And literally like gonna cry talking about it. I know, but like, it's just so sweet to see. And that kind of reminded me of that because of like the fact that, we grew up with her and she's seeing this through her fans. And there's no limit on who can enjoy her stuff, whether you're a grandpa or a baby.
Yeah,
it literally doesn't matter. You can still have fun. Like whether you're 9 years old or 90 years old, you can still enjoy it. And I really love that she takes the time. It's almost like, stop and smell the roses almost during this big event. You're taking the time to look out into the crowd and be like, wow, some of these people I've seen when they were 10 and now they're 30 and they're still here enjoying my music, and just shows how much of a testament that her music is.
Yeah,
and,
it's the longevity of her
Yeah.
career, of her personality, of her fandom,
Of her
talent.
Yeah.
Right. It's just it is. It's lovely, and it's makes me feel warm inside to know that she knows that.
Yeah.
And she sees that, and that's how she interprets it.
Totally.
I think that's really sweet. She starts talking a little bit. They asked her about the ring. Her ring was glistening during her explanation, and one of the hosts was like, "Oh my God, I'm sorry, I'm distracted by your ring." She talks about how Travis did in fact design the ring with Kindred Lubeck, who we love, and that Taylor had seen a video of her work over a year ago. She didn't necessarily say it was engagement ring. Kindred Lubeck does other jewelry. She doesn't only do
She does
engagement rings.
necklaces.
Yeah, brooches. Like she does a lot of things that are so stunning, and she does a lot of other rings that aren't like engagement rings. Like so. She was showing him, and I guess he just remembered it. And
I love that she was like,
really came
and
through.
he listened.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
literally as simple as that. He
right.
listened.
I know he listened to what I was saying, and
Yeah.
she said that even I didn't know what I would want, but he did, and that's like a pretty big flex. And I was like, yeah, I totally agree.
That is such a flex.
To have someone to know you like that.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, you show him this fleeting video, and he really takes that to heart. Honestly, like, not to get all sappy, but it kind of reminded me of TJ, because like it's the little things like that.
He's
like,
good about that.
He's so good at remembering. Like, oh, I said I like this. Oh, I said I like this. Like, he can always remember. I don't know if he writes it down or what he does, but he always can remember stuff like that. And that's something that I never experienced before in a relationship, where you feel like you're saying these things and it's just going over the person's head, like what you want in a relationship. And I'm just so glad that she finally has someone. And all she said was he listened.
Completely.
And you could tell how excited she was just by the fact that he listened to what she's saying.
For girls that haven't or guys too, who haven't experienced someone truly listening to you, the difference is really crazy. Like when you know, especially if you're a yapper, like I know you're a yapper, I'm a yapper. I've had boyfriends where it's like, I just blah, 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 blah. And they'll remember something. I'm like, oh my God, you didn't even have to listen to that. Like, I could have shut the fuck up. Like, why? Erase that from your brain. You don't have to remember that. But you know what I mean? Like, it really is so nice to have someone who cares about what you have to say so much that they'll remember it, especially when it's something like this. And then Emma had asked her if she was doing a hen do, a bachelorette party, British version. But she then said, like, they were talking about it for like half a second. And she was like, honestly, this is literally the first time I'm thinking about it. She's like, I was enjoying the engagement.
Travis said the same thing when they asked him like about a bachelor party.
Yes.
He was like, this is the first time
they just really weren't even like, well, you know, they've had a lot going on. They're busy. They're not planning. And Taylor explains this pretty much in every interview. Like they obviously asked her about the wedding or whatever. Hold on. I have to pull my whole skirt is like, look how far up.
Oh yeah, there you go.
It was like strangling me to death. I think that was what was hurting my hip. Anyway,
there you go.
So she explains that they're in the middle of all this. You know, she's releasing an album. He's in the middle of his football season. They've got so much going on that they're just taking it step by step. And the next step after all of this is done is to plan this wedding.
Yeah.
And so they're excited about it, but they're not doing that right now. They will soon, but they just are not doing it right now. But she talks about how you would think that she's someone who's been like planning her wedding, you know, since she was a kid and whatever, and that she's got it all planned out already, but she doesn't. She said that she's not that kind of person, actually, and then she's always just been waiting for the person to then think about those things. And I related hard to that so much. I've never been someone to like plan.
No,
I never have done that. I don't like it. I think it's fine for people that do. It's just one of those things. Feels almost like a jinx. You know?
And you're
like, why am I going to plan my
wedding?
wedding?
You're also planning something like without the consideration that there's two people involved.
Right. Like I'm not planning. If I want to have a party for myself, I'll throw a party for myself. I'm not. You know, I want to plan a wedding with.
Yeah.
someone,
No, I've never been like that either.
Yeah. So I liked that. And then she also went on to say that everyone in her life says that she's never been more herself.
Yeah, that was a really cute quote.
That.
And I love that too. She's like, you know, you're always yourself in different volumes. But like, this is the time where I feel like I am fully myself. And yeah, that just makes me so happy for her.
Me too.
So sweet.
It's just so
I actually
positive.
just saw like the cutest, it almost like made me tear up of that quote, like with all like these cuts of her like being so sad and stuff, like all these edits. And yeah, it's so sweet to see. And for her to say that is, I think she must have come to that conclusion too. Like, wow.
Totally.
You know, I really lost myself for a moment, and I'm very happy to see that she's fully back. What if I told you I'm back?
What if I told you I'm back?
I love that. I'm fully, all these people are saying like you're fully yourself. I just love that.
I agree. And that is something that that sometimes you do lose yourself in a relationship, or maybe you want a relationship to work the way that you think it's supposed to work. And so you tell yourself like, yeah, I need to change too and whatever, but you should never have to change yourself for someone. They've got to love you for you.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that we're both glad that she's experiencing that. Okay. So then she went on Elvis Duran. Hold on, I need a sip of water. I'm like fading.
I know. It's a lot to talk about.
There's so much in the best way. It's just
Elvis Duran Z100.
Elvis Duran Z100 back on American soil. She explained, they were asking her again about the Eras Tour, and she explained that the creative process in writing Life of a Showgirl while on tour for Eras Tour helped keep her excited and stimulated every day.
Oh, yeah.
Because after a certain point, you know, the Eras Tour becomes muscle memory, and it's not, and that she said this, becomes muscle memory, and it's just not as, it's not as much work to do. It's just getting up there, doing it, and getting off stage every day. So to keep her creative and being able to go and fly to Sweden and write this album was really, really great for her, she says.
Yeah, I really like this quote. I have the full one because I wanted to read it. She said, "I think it was just a different type of muscle I was exercising. At that point in this tour, I was in the European leg of it, which was a lot more show than I had done on the American leg. So it was more shows, less days off, so the physical exhaustion and soreness was at an all-time high. At the same time as I was starting to get to do that show with muscle memory. It took a while for that to happen because it's a 3.5-hour show, but I was starting to be able to feel like, okay, my body's getting more tired. My mind is more able to do this on autopilot, and I never want to do this show on autopilot. So I need something to flex those creative muscles and go in there and really exercise that other part of my brain."
Love that.
And what it ended up doing was reinvigorating every aspect of my life, including the tour, which made me just able to recommit myself to the show even more.
Obsessed.
I love that.
Obsessed.
And I think that was so evident in her performance. Like, I feel like there was this, I don't want to say stark difference, but there was definitely like a contrast in how this tour started versus how the tour ended, and just like how she presented herself, like physically, like I feel like I said earlier, I feel like there was sometimes in these moments where you could like see the crack a little bit of like performing with a broken heart. And I just love that writing this album made her more excited to go on tour and like she said, reinvigorated herself, because I think that just shows like how much love she has for the album, how much happiness she had going on in her life, that it just gave her this energy. I love it.
It also is something too that she recognized that she was kind of losing enthusiasm for it,
right?
And that she didn't want to present that kind of product.
Yeah,
you know
I love
mean?
that.
Like,
She didn't want to go on autopilot.
No, right, exactly. And so, and that in itself, like, what artists are thinking so deeply about the fans, where they're like, all right, yeah, I'm doing the Eras Tour every day, but it's not enough. Like, I'm not as sparkly as I should be, so I need to go exercise these other muscles and bring it back and make sure that they're seeing the best show that they can possibly see.
And that kind of reminds me, well, obviously we'll get into it, but when we were watching the movie with The Fate of Ophelia, behind the scenes of Fate of Ophelia, like every time they would do a take, she'd be like, "This take is perfect, but I can do one better."
Yeah, so let me just try to do it. Let me try to do it one more time, even better.
I can do it up one more time. I think I can do it better than this already perfect take, and I think that's kind of like a metaphor for how she sees her life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And she is a perfectionist, and she talks about that in Eldest Daughter, which again, I'm gonna need a box of tissues when we break that song down on Thursday, because dear Lord.
Yeah, literally.
Okay. She also explains that the music, they asked her about, when she's writing songs with heavier topics or that feel very personal to her, is it hard to get those feelings out and kind of express them? And she says no, that the music is cathartic for her. And as soon as she writes it, she can move on.
I love that.
And I love that too.
TGBD as a whole.
Big time.
Yeah.
Yeah. She just closed the box on that and said bye. And I love that. That's something that I think we should all take out. We should take that through and find our own ways to expel
creative
that
outlets.
Energy and get rid of it. Yeah, because that's just a really good thing. She also said that she thinks, she was asked about Elizabeth Taylor, the song, and obviously, I don't know if we've mentioned it on this pod or not, if it's just been in the conversation, but Elizabeth Taylor's estate is very complimentary of the song. They're very happy that Taylor did reach out to them and told them about the song, but they love it, and they think that Elizabeth Taylor and Taylor Swift would have been friends, and that it's just, they couldn't ask for something better to bring a light to Elizabeth Taylor, the person, and who has since passed, obviously. But Taylor Swift says, "I think Elizabeth Taylor is a great role model, and I hope my audience looks her up." And yesterday, before I got stuck back in my whirlwind of lyric breakdown, I'm very much looking forward to this week, once everything dies down, to watch a bunch of Elizabeth Taylor movies.
Yeah, I want to watch one.
Really
for
want
sure
to.
Too. Yeah,
so if you guys have any suggestions where I should start, let me know, because I really am not. Like, I know the lore of Elizabeth Taylor. I know she's a diva, but I have her in the same category as like an Audrey Hepburn, where like I've seen Breakfast at Tiffany's, but I really have not seen her whole catalog, and I feel like they are these women who are so they were so famous at that time, but they were famous in a way that was just kind of like outside my orbit a little bit. Like my parents aren't like telling me to watch Elizabeth Taylor movies, but they know about them.
Yeah,
so it's like it was more for their time. So I think that passing down that message of these famous starlets who are, you know, if you look at the story about Elizabeth Taylor, it's very similar to Taylor Swift in a lot of ways. And so I'm sure that she looks into it and kind of relates the two. But I also think that Taylor does this often, like how she did with Clara Bow. People didn't know who Clara Bow was. And then Taylor's singing about her. And now everybody's like, wait, oh, she was this starlet who kind of went through a similar, you know what I mean? So I like that she often will highlight people that were famous decades before her.
She always has respect for the people that paved the way before her.
Exactly. And of course, this isn't the first reference to Elizabeth Taylor. She references her on the Reputation album as well. Burton to this Taylor. So clearly she's been on her mind a lot. And she said in the movie that the first line that she wrote from that song was I cry my eyes violet, Elizabeth Taylor. So
that's a fucking banger
line.
That
is a major banger.
I'm very excited to break down that song on Thursday. I sent you a TikTok, but there's like so many different references that I didn't even realize. Yeah. Like Portofino is like where she like went to escape and stuff. Yeah. It's all very interesting.
Portofino is where that was like her
and Richard
favorite.
Got engaged.
They got engaged there. Yeah. She vacationed there. Elizabeth Taylor was married 8 times or 9 times. I forget which one. 4 of those times she had her honeymoon in Portofino.
Oh hell yeah!
and also one of them she was proposed by Richard Burton. But then the Plaza Athénée is in Paris.
She like was always there. Right?
Always there. She lived there with Richard Burton as well. And so actually the reason I know this information is because there is a writer at Rolling Stone who wrote a beautiful piece. Just go to Rolling Stone. It's like #1 on their thing. Beautiful piece about Elizabeth Taylor. Someone who is like he was like, I've been waiting for this moment.
I love
that. I'm a huge Elizabeth Taylor fan. And so here's the lore behind her and how it's referenced in Taylor Swift's songs. So it's just a really, really good in-depth article about Elizabeth Taylor. And I learned so much that I didn't know before. So go ahead and check that out on Rolling Stone's website. Okay. And then, also on Elvis Duran is when she had been praising Sabrina. We talked about that a little bit already. Now today, Monday the 6th was the BBC, Monday the 6th because it came out late last night. BBC 2 Radio had a interview with Taylor. And I've got to say, I thought the Greg James interview was the best in terms of how comfortable she was. And they had a good conversation, whatever. And she's had good conversations with everyone. Shout out to this BBC 2 radio host.
Shout out.
For having one of the most interesting conversations with her. He brought up a lot of different things that I wouldn't even have thought about. And the conversation, people have been seeing it float around Twitter transcribed. And I think it's important to watch the video because the tone in which this interviewer is speaking, it's very casual, fun. The conversation is flowing. Nothing feels like invasive. Nothing feels, like he's peppering her with questions or whatever. Like it's just really well done. And I just want to shout him out. So we got a lot of good information on this one. One of the first things they talked about off the top were Taylor's friends.
Yep.
And how they are not snitches. No snitches in her friend group.
No rats.
Yeah. And that all of her friends had heard the music over a year ago. And they know everything about her life, just as anybody's friends do. But they don't blab. They don't say shit about her life because they're her fucking friends.
Yeah.
And I love that. And I'm glad that they brought that up. Yeah. Because it's true. She's made this very tight-knit group of friends. And it seems like she's finally got her ride or dies all around her, which is great. She also said that the label themselves did not know she had a new album or that it was done until after it was all shot.
Again, no snitches.
No snitches.
Leaks, no nothing.
And I don't trust the record labels for shit.
Yeah, hell no.
Never. And neither does she, and she shouldn't.
I feel like they probably would have given, unwarranted opinions or unwanted opinions and all that stuff.
It seems like that's how Taylor's been moving for quite a few albums now, where she just lets them know, hey, it's done, it's shot, it's ready. Yeah. This is the day we're releasing it.
They're at the point where they're
giving you a heads up, essentially. They're really not involved, except to distribute. She also, he was asking her about Easter eggs and clues and stuff, and she said that there were a lot of orange clues, lots of orange clues.
Yeah, there were.
He made a joke saying, have you ever been asked to be a spy? And she said, well, that's classified. And then he said, what role would you have if you were a spy? Like, what would be your strength? And she said, I'd be good at entering and exiting buildings without being seen, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
And then she goes on to explain that she does do that sometimes. She goes, sometimes I just can't deal with it, and then those times I won't.
Yeah.
Meaning like I'll cover myself in umbrellas so you can't get a fucking picture of me. Like that to me shows a level of realness that I'm sure we all knew.
Yeah, she's
was
like, sometimes
there.
I'm just not in the mood to get fucking paps.
And and sometimes it's just not that deep. You know what I mean? Like everybody's like, oh, the bulletproof divider. It's like, no, just think she didn't want anybody to take a fucking picture of her.
Yeah.
And
I feel that.
Yeah, same. And that's what that's telling me there. She said he asked her if she lets people know ahead of time if they're going to be in songs. And she said that if she's referencing a person by name that is a real person, she lets them know. Elizabeth Taylor as an example. And then she also referenced Abigail. Yep. And she brings up Abigail on your fave, Ruin the Friendship.
Yep. Saddest line ever.
Saddest line.
Abigail called me with the bad news. Goodbye.
So sad.
We'll never know
why. And then she talks about how she's like, well, it's my best friend Abigail, and she's been on the record a few times. She's been referenced before, and so that would be somebody that she would let her know. Hey, I said your name again.
Yep.
I would love that. Imagine you get to, it's like, hey girl,
I'm like, yeah,
just so you know, I say your name again.
Yeah.
And it's
like, oh,
it's
I'm
the
literally
saddest
your best
fuck
friend.
song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm your number one bestie.
He also used the example of, he's like, so like, did you have to call the Black Dog pub to let them know they'd be in it? And she laughed at that. But the laugh that she gave was like, I liked her tone of that, being like, they wish,
Literally.
But she said that song is not about what everyone thinks it's about. No one knows what it's about.
Yeah. She was like, only I know what it's about. No one has gotten it right.
And then she said that no, she didn't call the Black Dog pub, and she won't because, it's not really about that. Hard to think otherwise, though. I'm like, what else could it be? There's a theory running around right now that I guess at some point in time, and I don't know how much truth there is to this, I just saw it in passing. Someone said that Winston Churchill, as a person, has referenced depression and darkness and kind of like that mentality as the black dog. And so maybe it's all a metaphor, like the whole thing is just a metaphor for depression and your worst, that. Which I kind of like that theory.
Yeah.
It's like, I hope it's shitty in the black dog. And it's like, yeah, I hope you're having a horrible fucking time.
And your depression.
And I hope all of your worst nightmares are coming true. Like, you're in your favorite bar and this girl is here and she doesn't know the song that you want to sing to and you don't know what the fuck is going on and whatever. So I like that.
I like that too.
Yeah. She talks more about Tortured Poets and the difference in promo for both, and that the difference is that Tortured Poets, by the time it came out, she was in a totally different point in her life, and that she can love this art that's about misery, but she can't relate to that person anymore. And I love that. And I think we all know that at the end of the manuscript.
Right.
The story isn't mine anymore.
Right. Yeah, I feel like that's... I feel like that's kind of how I feel like I look back on like my past and stuff and like things that I've done and things, or like, I don't know, just things I've created, videos or whatever. It's like, yeah, at the time I know I felt so hard in those feelings, but I'm not that person anymore. So it just doesn't connect the way that it used to. And yeah, I feel like that's so evident. It's just like, I feel like that's just like a natural progression of life. And
I also feel it would kind of be like a lousy press tour if she's like happy-go-lucky and she's like, Chloe, Sam, Sophia, or Marcus, or I thought about I went to some really dark places, but I'm all good now. Like that's not really a good way to promote that album.
It's a tough album to promote in general, just because of the tone of it all.
Totally.
And I think everybody kind of took that. Everyone kind of just made that assumption to begin with, that like she doesn't
want to talk about it.
Yeah, it wasn't the time, the place. She made this album as a cathartic dump, and now we move on.
She explained that everyone that was on the Eras tour who did the music video, The Fate of Ophelia, with her was able to hear the Fate of Ophelia song with her, and that a couple of people that were on the tour, she wanted them to like be lip syncing backing vocals and stuff so that they had to hear it, but otherwise nobody heard it. And then everyone else that wasn't directly involved in that, they used like a clicker for time, which we saw in the movie,
which was really cool,
which we'll get into too. Let's see, I'm losing track of my thing. Okay. And then she mentioned, he asked her, what what's important to you in life, and how do you kind of navigate it? And she said that the longer she's alive, the shorter the list of things that really matter is. And she's like, at this point, it's like my family, my cats, my baking, my friends, like my fiance, stuff like that. And I loved that sentiment too. Yeah. It's like the noise doesn't matter.
True. As you get older, the things that you care about get less and less, because I feel
it's
like
a good feeling.
You have less of a bandwidth to care about so much.
You just don't want to give a fuck. Like, that's something I've definitely noticed about myself.
Energy is a luxury.
Totally. And I still get riled up about certain things, and I still get upset and angry or whatever, but I do think that I've gotten a lot better just like letting things go a little bit, because really it's like exhausting your energy is just, it's not worth it. I'd rather spend the time thinking about other things. So I love that she said that, and I would like to continue to apply that to my life, even more so than I do now already. He also brought up the rumors that he said fans, and I would like to clarify that these are not fans making these accusations, that she would, this would be her last album, and that she was quitting after getting married and having kids.
Hell no.
Taylor said it was shockingly offensive to think something like that.
It is.
It is. And the whole reason she's marrying Travis is because he's supportive of her career and wants to continue to support her in her art and her future endeavors. Yeah. So
he's like, get
your head out of your ass.
Yeah. She was like, one of the things that like made me love him was like the fact that he was so supportive of my career. And yeah, I just hate that was the assumption that, you know, she gets married and all of a sudden she's not going to have her career anymore.
It's so crazy.
It's like, we're talking to Taylor Swift here. We're talking about the career woman, the person who's always put her career first.
Exactly.
And like, I feel like that's a stigma that applies to all women, that you're just expected to quit your job and retire after you become a mother, or after you
it's like,
become
oh, that's
wife.
It, pack it up, now you're a mom and a wife.
And it's like no, you can have so many other aspects of your life. You can keep the things that make you happy, and all you have to do is just find someone that is on the same level as you. And I feel like she's said this countless amounts of times in these interviews, but like the fact that Travis is so hardworking and so, you know, puts his job or finds so much importance in his job and showing up every day and performing and all this stuff. It's like, yeah, she's found someone who's equally her counterpart, and now she doesn't feel like she has to give up any aspect of her life.
Exactly. She said that he's so passionate about what he does, and we connect over that.
Yes.
Which that's it.
Yeah.
That's all you need to hear.
And I love that.
And it's very clear. And you know, it is kind of ironic. Like back kind of to that idea of like, oh, once you get married and have kids, like that's your only identity. Like that's, I'm sure anybody that's married with children now feels like they want to be recognized for themselves as a person, not only as a mom and a wife or whatever, you know, like all women want to be seen for themselves, not for the roles that they're occupying, like, you know. But I think that it is kind of ironic at the same time that, you know, the rumors that like Travis is retiring this year, it's like, well, Travis is low-key giving up his career to like get married and have kids. Role reversal.
Well, there you go. A little role reversal.
So I just thought that was kind of hilarious.
That is funny.
You know, just a funny thing.
Yeah.
But no,
that's why I'll never understand like the trad wife allegations, because she's the breadwinner.
Right, exactly. Like, she's busy, by the way. Like she and if she wants to be a trad wife and also a mogul, she could do both.
Yeah,
you know?
literally.
It's like chill. They concluded this interview with this guy had asked. He was the one who asked Mariah Carey if she would go to space, and she didn't know about the people that went to space, which is so fucking funny. It's a really hilarious clip where he's asking Mariah Carey, and she's like, no, I don't want to go to space. So he says to Taylor, he's like, I asked Mariah Carey, so I have to ask you, would you go to space? And Taylor was like, absolutely fucking not.
Yeah,
like,
she's
there's
kind of
no
started
way.
like jumbling over her words. She was like, no, like, just no, like, no.
Absolutely not. No fucking way.
Yeah.
And she had said she was like, I'm responding to this as if you were going to force me into a spaceship and go right now. Like, I do not want anything to do with space.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious.
We got more important things to worry about on Earth.
Completely. So then she goes on to Sirius XM back in the States, and they spend a good chunk of time. She's very familiar with these people that she's speaking with on Sirius. And remember that Sirius also had her channel. Yep, Channel 13, all Taylor Swift. I believe it's still going.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm not sure how long it goes.
By the way, that was Pitbull's channel.
No way. Yep. How hilarious.
Yeah,
so maybe that's like if the artist wants to take over a channel, they take over that channel.
Yeah,
yeah, right. Yeah. Pitbull's like, you go, Dale, you go ahead. He'll do anything for Taylor.
Yeah.
So they were kind of catching up and having casual conversation. I assume that they know her pretty well. And they were sending her well wishes about her dad. She talked a little bit about her dad's quintuple bypass and how it was a stressful time in their life, and she's happy that everything went well and he was able to pull through and whatever. And then they had asked her a little bit about sticking up for new artists and kind of setting the precedent in certain ways. And she said that you don't do things so loudly unless you're trying to start a precedent or set a precedent. And she then gave praise to Sabrina, Tate McRae, and Somber as new artists that she really likes. And that those are the kind of people that she fights for when she's fighting for
I'm sure Tate McRae probably
equality.
Lost her shit
I know.
when she heard that.
Oh, it's like,
because Tate loves Taylor.
Tate's back in the circle?
She always, well, she never, she
Well,
was,
I kicked her out when she did the collab with Morgan
oh,
Wallen.
right, yeah, that's so true.
I'm talking about my circle.
Oh, yes, right.
Our Taylor Watch
That's
circle.
hilarious.
But no. Tate McRae has always been a big Swiftie.
Yes,
We know that.
yes.
And I do like Tate. I
I love Somber, too, so shout out to Somber.
I love Somber.
Yeah.
I don't want to get undressed. That's Somber, right?
For a new person all over again. Yeah. 12 to 12 is a
I don't want
banger.
to kiss someone else's neck and have to... I love that fucking song.
Yeah.
He's got the other song, too, I really like. Doesn't matter. Anyway, Somber's great. Go
Yeah,
listen.
he's great.
And then they asked her, what do you think Andrea thinks the song Wood is about? And she goes, I think that she thinks that song's about superstitions, which it is.
Yeah.
And they had a big laugh about
Yeah,
that.
that's very funny.
Very silly.
I always like, I never know how to take those comments and stuff. Like when some people were commenting on my TikTok too about Wood. Like, imagine Scott Swift hearing this for the first time or something. It's like,
just don't imagine that.
Yeah,
just
because
don't.
like I don't really care, and also
Yeah.
she's a grown woman, and like why is it always like with Taylor when she does something like a little risque or something? It's like her parents,
Right,
It's
exactly.
like, okay, like everyone has parents.
Just because
like,
she's close to her parents doesn't mean she's a prude.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know. It's just
chill.
like weird. Like why are we talking about Andrea and Scott right now? Like
So
there's just no
bizarre.
need. But I get what people are saying because it is funny.
It's still funny, yeah.
But yeah, and in the movie too, when she's like, this is just a very nice love song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all about superstitions, stepped
Yeah.
on a crack, black cats, etc. And then it just goes silent.
Yeah.
Everybody cracked
So
the fuck
funny.
up. So funny. But I do think that it's funny to bring that up. It reminds me too of the fact that Travis did go over the weekend with his mom, aunt, and uncle to go see
So cute.
the show.
Yeah.
And people were like, oh my God, like Andrea sitting next, or I'm sorry, Donna sitting next to Travis during
Well,
Wood.
yeah.
LMAO. I mean,
So
yeah,
funny.
that idea is funny, but it was the clean versions in
Yeah,
the theater.
right.
So
It's the
chill.
clean version. Open up her skies.
No worries.
Yeah.
No worries.
Yeah.
They asked her if, about cursing in songs and what makes her like add the curse words and stuff or take them away or whatever. And she said that, if the curses improve the intensity, which I love that.
Yeah.
If they improve the intensity or if they fit with the syllables, which I think is hilarious too, or if it feels like the character she's writing from that perspective, if they would say that or if they would incorporate that into the stories when she decides whether or not to use curse words, which I love. Yeah, and
I
that's
feel like
just smart.
Yeah, like she said, the adding to the intensity is so on key. I feel like
Totally.
there's some songs that wouldn't, like when you'll see this on Thursday, but Kevin was like, I feel like Check would hit bigger than Dick. I
totally
wanted
disagree
to be like,
with that.
I totally disagree. Dick hits so much harder than Check.
So much harder.
Yeah, because he's a guy, you want to get it.
Of course.
Yeah.
You don't get it, you're a guy.
Yeah.
But it is really that. It's like, because it's, guys don't like to be made aware of like the literal dick measuring contest
Competition,
between
yeah.
them constantly,
Yeah.
Whatever. Okay, so she said that, and then they asked her a little bit, or they brought up the lyric on, I gotta think of what it is, Austin, where she brings up Austin. What song is that?
Opalite.
Ate out of the trash.
Opalite.
Is that? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
okay. So they bring up Austin. She references him on the song and asked about their relationship and their sibling dynamic. And she said that it used to be when they were younger, mental warfare, and that they would just like totally torture each other and try to get under each other's skin. And that she's not sure exactly when, but at one point they basically called a truce and like, they weren't literally like truce, but at some point they just decided to be best friends and now they work together.
She said, we used to get in absolute battles. It was like psychological warfare every single day. I tried to annoy him so much that he'd lash out and try to get him in trouble. It was a nightmare. But then he learned all the sounds that he annoyed me. He learned that if you repeat everything I say back to me, and when I'm 7 years old, that's going to bother me. Just the sibling stuff that everyone does. But it's crazy. We work together now and we're best friends. I don't know what year it happened, but we just looked at each other and went like truce. But just know if you have kids and they're at each other's throats constantly, they'll probably grow up to be best friends.
Love
and that's
that.
literally me and my sister.
Oh, totally. I would say that's kind of me and my brother too. I
Less
was meaner
of the
to my brother than he was to
psychological
me.
warfare. Like,
Yeah.
I don't remember my sister like fucking with me, like mentally tormenting me.
Yeah, never.
But she kind of just like didn't really give me the time of day until I was like in 8th grade or freshman year. And then she was like, okay, wait. And I was like, wait, okay,
Yeah.
Because I kind of thought she was like old and
Yeah,
weird
like, fuck
and,
you.
yeah, and
Yeah,
cringe. And, you know, and
Exactly,
eldest
yeah.
daughter. And she thought that I was annoying and obnoxious, which
Totally.
is so fair. And then, all of a sudden we just kind of became best friends as we gotten older.
Absolutely.
So it's nice that even Taylor Swift has these things with her siblings too.
Oh, yeah, totally.
And I love that she shouted out youngest children in eldest daughter too, because I think that applies to Austin and Travis
And
too.
Travis, who's the youngest.
Yeah.
Yep. It's funny when you think of those dynamics, sibling dynamics in general, because I had the same thing with my brother. We didn't really, I don't know, his story might be different, but I don't have memories of really like torturing him. There are certain times where we would like play pranks or whatever, like certainly that would happen. But there was like all of a sudden we were friends, and maybe it comes with age, it comes with time, whatever, but it is nice to see. And it's nice to hear, I'm sure, the people that go through it. It's like you grow up. You grow up and you realize, oh, wait, you're a person too.
Yeah.
And we both kind of grew up in the same
Yeah,
house.
and we have the same issues.
Let's start comparing
Yeah,
stories.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Same issues.
Yeah.
And that really is it. And then you become so close. And I love that they are now at a place where, they work together. I think that's great and fun and exciting, and it's a family business. But I also do like the idea of Austin like humbling her. You know what I mean? Like her younger brother is like,
totally.
like,
yeah.
oh, you're Taylor Swift. Who cares?
Yeah,
Like
that's what
I like
little
that.
siblings are meant to do. They're meant to humble you.
Exactly. She also commented, they had asked her about her 4th of July post, Independent Girlies Everywhere. And she says, how deranged was that post?
Yeah, that was so funny. She said, how deranged is that post? I'm in a picture with a bunch of girls, not just me and Selena. A few of the other girls found their person right after that. And the fact that it was right before the Kansas City show, ... I'd been like, happy Independence Day from your local single girlies. And then the next day, go and play Kansas City, not knowing that Travis was going to come to the show. It's unreal.
It's so crazy.
It's so crazy.
It's so crazy to think
I
about.
love that they asked about
I
that.
know.
That's like the one thing I wanted someone to ask about really bad. And the one question no one asked, where was debut on the Eras tour?
Right. No one has
No
asked
one
that.
asked that. Get me on the freaking interview list.
Maybe it's a question that she doesn't
didn't
want to answer.
Yeah.
Or maybe it just hasn't been clipped. Like maybe, no, because we would have seen it
Yeah,
regardless if
totally.
she said anything about it. Very true. I didn't realize.
Interesting.
I didn't think about that. Debut, always forgotten. Gia, major moment on the
Major.
pod. We've got a bestie back. We haven't seen her in a while. Hey, Bowl and Branch.
Welcome back.
What's going on? Welcome back to the pod. You guys know how much we love Bowl and Branch. Our sheets, our blankets, the cozy robe, everything that is in our apartment right now that makes us feel like we are comforted at home, especially during these colder months that are coming up. Bowl and Branch is there for us through and through all the time. So happy to see them back on our little listy.
So happy to see them back. Bowl and Branch bed bundles are perfect for creating your sanctuary of comfort.
Ooh.
Effortless
Oh,
upgrade.
I love
You'll
that.
get everything you need with the ease of one click. Bundles for every kind of refresh, from new sheets and blankets to a complete transformation, and bundles for every kind of sleeper with curated bedding for your coolest, coziest, or softest night's sleep.
Ooh.
We both love Bowl and Branch's bedding so much. I think
So
both of our
much.
beds are full Bowl and Branch.
I have several
everything.
sets of Bowl and Branch sheets that I just rotate right through. They are
Exactly.
the best.
We take
my
a
robe,
lot
I wore
of
my
pride.
robe this morning.
Yep, exactly. We take a lot of pride in our sleep, and Bull and Branch upgrades us every time. Bull and Branch makes upgrading your bed easier than ever with curated bundles for your sanctuary of comfort. Get 20% off bed bundles for a limited time, plus free shipping and returns only at bullandbranch.com/TaylorWatch. That's BOLLAND branch.com/TaylorWatch for up to 20% off bundles. Exclusions apply.
Okay, so that was it for Sirius. Then she went on the Odyssey Brew on the radio.
Yeah.
And who we like, Brew?
We like Brew.
Brew's a big Swiftie, always has been.
His girlfriend, if they're still together, I believe, is a huge Swiftie.
Yes, and I love her. You know what is so funny? I feel like it's fine if I say this. She's very good friends with Jeff D-Lo's fiance.
Oh, that's funny.
So random, right?
Small world.
They're like actual real life, really good friends.
Love that.
So very cool. And I'm pretty sure they're still together. And I like her. I follow her on TikTok. I really like her.
Yeah, she's cute.
But you take the reins on this one because I didn't listen to this whole interview.
It was kind of honestly... at the end of the interview, she was like, you asked really good questions. I honestly didn't listen to the whole thing either, but she mentioned again that she was really proud of Wishlist and had a lot of fun writing Wishlist. A great question that he asked about Loverfest.
Yes.
And like what that would have looked like, and like how sad were you when it was gone, blah, blah. And she was talking about like how exciting it was going to be, and you know, they were devastated, and that's why they put Lover as the first era on the Eras Tour, because she wanted to kind of pay homage to Loverfest, what it could have been.
Yeah.
And she, you know, she had all these thoughts and stuff going on about it in the first place.
Totally.
And she knew that the fans really loved Cruel Summer. So she knew that she kind of wanted to start off with Cruel Summer as like the first full song.
I feel like we kind of knew that is why Lover opened the show,
Yeah.
right? Like, I mean, I don't know if it's ever been confirmed before now, but I kind of always thought that in my head. Like, yeah, we didn't get Loverfest, but Lover, you know, it was the most recent album or the last album since the tour, and it would make sense for it to open the show.
For sure. And then like kind of what we mentioned before, that the track list, the fact that it was the shape of the Eras Tour was on purpose, but also an accident. And once they kind of realized that, she knew for sure that it had to be the way that it was.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's good
one
stuff.
interview that we kind of forgot to talk about was Graham Norton.
Oh my God, Graham Norton. How did we forget? Well, you know why? Because I haven't watched it all yet, because it doesn't come out till October 9th.
There was a few
only seen clips.
little tidbits that I thought were fun to bring up very quickly.
Yes.
She did confirm that Travis did set up the proposal.
Yes.
While they were filming New Heights. She said that they were like filming for 3 or 4 hours.
Yep.
And to me, that meant there's a uncut version.
Absolutely, there is. Release the footage. Release the pod. Jake and who are they both? Jake and
Brandon.
Brandon and Jake. Get it out.
She said that Taylor has, we knew this, but she has fully recorded debut TV, but she claims that there was no plans on it being released.
Okay.
Everyone like pretended to listen to The Fate of Ophelia,
which is so funny. I saw the video of Domhnall Gleeson like really getting into it.
Yeah.
Like, so they couldn't play it for the audience, but they played it when the show aired, I guess.
Yeah.
So by the time the show came out, they can insert the sound, but yeah, the audience is not there. But they were like fake bobbing their heads and stuff, and Domhnall Gleeson was like going hard as if he could hear it, and it was a really funny video.
Very
funny that it was dead silence.
Yeah, and she kind of revealed a lot of stuff that she already talked about. Wood being about superstition, Opalite being about making your own happiness. But she told a really funny story about Hugh Grant's wife and Travis. She said that Travis Kelce met Hugh Grant's wife at the Eras Tour VIP tent and thought that she was Greta Gerwig.
Hilarious.
So he
they look nothing alike, by the way.
No, nothing.
Absolutely nothing alike.
So he proceeded to congratulate her on his favorite film of hers, Barbie, and then made an "I'm just Ken" joke.
And she's up there. I'm just Ken.
Yeah.
Like, imagine Travis
while
being
pointing
like,
out,
hey, I'm just Ken.
While pointing out,
it's hilarious.
Sorry. And then made it "I'm just Ken" joke while pointing at Taylor, and didn't find out until after the show that it was Hugh Grant's wife, who was very confused the whole time, which is very, very funny.
Going back to, remember when Hugh Grant talked about, because he talked about the tour, I think. He was like, me and my wife had such a good time.
Yeah,
we were hanging out with Travis all night. She was like, well, he's like, what a good time he is. Like, he's like, we had a lot of laughs. Like, he had very positive things to say about Travis. So now thinking back full circle, like, I bet that was a huge laugh, realizing later that like it was not who he thought she was.
And one other important tidbit was that she said that she's going to have a big wedding. It's too much pressure to have people on the chopping block.
Yep.
It's like if you have
on the bubble.
Yeah, on the bubble. It's like we might as well invite everyone. And then she said that she made a joke that she's going to invite Graham Norton. And then Graham Norton like made a joke with it. Who's like, well, if I'm invited, then everybody's invited. Whatever.
She said she's inviting everyone she's ever spoken to.
Yeah, everyone she's ever talked to, which is very funny. And
Love that.
I'm very happy to know that she wants to have a big blowout wedding. It's very fun, and you got everyone should watch it because it's Killian and Greta Lee, and they all talk about it. And Jodie Turner-Smith kind of asked us questions about like like when she wants to have babies and stuff.
Yeah,
and she's like,
yeah.
let's talk about it backstage.
Yeah, she's like, I'll text you.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
we'll chat about it later.
Yeah.
She also, Louis Capaldi was on there briefly, and she was, there's a really funny clip where Louis Capaldi is, Taylor's like praising him, whatever, and he was like, "Oh, stop, shut up, like don't, like stop saying it, like can't accept it."
Very
and
sweet.
she also she compliments Domhnall Gleeson on The Paper. I guess she's seen a couple episodes of The Paper, and she of course shows off her ring and stuff. Cillian
a lot
Murphy's
of rings showing
a lot
off
of ring
throughout
stuff.
the interviews.
Cillian Murphy's face while she's showing off the ring. First of all, he had like a perma smile,
which
he never does.
Never
People
smiles.
were like, Cillian Murphy's so bitchy. Like, look, I'm like, no. That
This
was
is
him.
just Cillian.
That was Cillian Murphy being
Showing
like,
emotion.
being the happiest I've ever seen him on a interview and ever.
Yeah.
He also was shocked to hear about Taylor's routine on the treadmill.
Oh yeah.
When Greta was like, I tried to do it and I couldn't. And she was like, yeah, it was really hard, whatever. And Cillian was like, no way. Like, that's how you did it? I was dying. Jodie Turner-Smith, also, they went back and forth. She was like, where did we meet? I loved this clip. I don't know if you saw it. It was like, where? She's like, I know we've met before, blah, blah. And then Taylor was like, it was at the gold party for whatever. And then she was like, no, you know where it was? And then she was like, I don't know, we can't remember. And Taylor was like, because we were drunk is why. And then she was like, no, I think it was Madonna's party. And Taylor was like, she was like, oh, do you think it was Madonna's party? I think it was Beyonce's party.
That's
And
funny.
then Greta Lee is like, I was at Beyonce's party. And there's like a really funny back and forth of like famous name dropping, you know?
Oh, was it Meryl Streep's party?
Yeah.
Oh no, it was Morgan Freeman's party.
It was so funny. Like,
love
and
that.
the crowd is cracking up.
Yeah.
Everybody's laughing. So
yeah,
it's,
she did a great job.
I'm excited to see it because I've only seen it in clips. Obviously, I ended up not trying to see it via the VPN. We got all the good like sound bites pretty much, but I'm very curious to watch the whole episode because I just love Graham Norton. I think he's so funny. I think that whole group is so funny. So I can't wait to see the whole thing. October 9th, I think they say it comes out on like BBC One or something. But thank you I totally forgot about Graham Norton.
No worries.
Because that started coming out before
came
the
out,
album.
yeah.
So we were like, we were trying to like avoid spoilers. But okay, that leads us right into the album rollout. Over the weekend, obviously, album comes out at midnight on Friday. That's all happening. There are a million countdowns. I think, Gia, I'm stepping back from the countdowns and stuff. I cannot keep track of it.
Yeah. So
it's outside of my realm now.
Yeah.
It's too much for me.
So what it seemed to be, so that 7 p.m. standby, that seemed to be a countdown for those CDs. So the CDs dropped at 7 p.m.
Oh, wait. We can explain that, though. That is, and Taylor tweeted about this. I'll read the tweet. Because it's acoustic versions of songs, which is exciting.
Yeah, acoustic.
Let me see.
And
she also
one
tweeted
cabaret version of Elizabeth Taylor, which was cool.
Here's what she wrote. It says, file this under Save Your Best for the finale. I think my favorite moments from the tour were the acoustic surprises. So I went back in the studio with Max and Shellback to record acoustic/unplugged versions of a few of the Showgirl songs with brand new vocals and production. And they do sound different. I've heard a couple. Yeah. They're slower and different tone, whatever. Cannot wait for you to hear. The 4 are Life is a Song acoustic version with Opalite. Life is a Song acoustic version. Blah, 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 blah. Life is a Song acoustic version and Ruin the Friendship, My Advice version. Dressing Room Rehearsal version with Wish List, Settled Down acoustic. This is crazy. Settled Down acoustic version and The Life of a Showgirl Dressing Room Rehearsal acoustic version. Alone in My Tower acoustic version with The Fate of Ophelia, parentheses, Alone in My Tower acoustic version, and Eldest Daughter, Now You're Home acoustic version. Lastly, So Glamorous cabaret version with Elizabeth Taylor, So Glamorous cabaret version, and Elizabeth Taylor original songwriting voice memo. And all of these first on Saturday at 7 p.m. 4 limited CD releases, each including 2 acoustic bonus tracks on my site now for 24 hours while supplies last. That's obviously expired now. And there's currently a new 24-hour thing going on, which will be expired by the time you hear this. But it is on iTunes. The Life of a Showgirl Deluxe Alone in My Tower acoustic version featuring The Life of a This is crazy. The Life of a Showgirl original songwriting voice memos Act 1 and Act 2 are available now on iTunes for 24 hours. Hopefully you were able to catch those drops. What a fucking mouthful.
Yeah, it's too much. It's too much. It's
but
true.
that to me is like, that's her being like trolly and funny. Like that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, how ridiculous is that?
Well, it's like you gotta
But the
like
versions
do
sound
the
amazing.
specific versions. It's like, yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, with the whole rollout thing, like, so when that dropped, it took everything in me not to buy them, by the way. But I was like, I feel like I'm gonna hear them on Twitter.
Same.
But yeah, I feel like, you know, these are to be expected. These extra tidbits and versions and acoustic and all that stuff, because we got those obviously with Tortured Poets.
Right.
But yeah, I feel like from Friday on, it was a little bit of a hubbub of like what's going on. There was these, oh, you know what? I don't even remember where people got like the letters from.
Oh, from the videos.
Okay.
So, okay, yeah.
So there was all these doors were popping up throughout New York and
physical
London,
doors.
Physical. Some of them were physical, not all of them.
Yeah, but then some of the places that weren't physical at first became physical later.
Interesting.
Like New York's was physical.
Yeah.
But people knew. I thought I saw a video that was like, this is New York's video, and someone got it digitally, like from a projection. But then they built a real door. I might be wrong on that. I'm sorry if I am, but sorry, continue.
No, so these doors were revealed. Each door had a QR code. So they were like, oh, go and find your doors. The QR code scanned to these videos that some people were saying AI, some people were saying CGI. But in the videos, there were letters that were being shown that were very like obvious but hidden within the videos.
It was like an H on a napkin as the bartender set it down before putting a drink on top of it, or an S in the carpet as it scrolled by, or it was all, it reminded me a lot of, I don't know if people do this. I do this all the time. There are YouTube videos of, they're basically scenes like, I got to show you one because it's really, I don't know how to describe this and maybe you'll be able to help me. But it'll be like an 8-hour video or like a 10-hour video that you just kind of put it up. Similar to...
like ambiance, like Hogwarts ambiance?
Yes.
Yeah.
Literally that.
Yeah. That's a common thing that people like study on. Like people like...
Yes. But it's like... oh, why is it not like this? Rainy autumn day from a cozy window. Candlelight, village ambiance... Yeah. It says, rainy autumn day from a cozy window, candlelight, village ambiance, and relaxing rain sounds. And it's like just this.
Yeah.
And it plays for however long. Like right now, this one's live. Started 2 months ago. It's just literally been playing. That's fucking crazy. So there are a bunch of those, and people are like, oh, are they AI? Are they this? Are they that?
Yeah.
These videos reminded me of that.
Yeah, they did.
You know?
So everyone was able to get all the letters from all the videos, and then it spelled out one of the lyrics. I think it was like "The crowd is your king."
The crowd is your king.
So so then they put it in Google, and then it said that you need to knock on the door.
Yep.
And you had to knock on the door 12 million times,
which they did in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, and then the door just revealed the Fate of Ophelia lyric video.
Right.
So it's like all this hubbub for the Fate of Ophelia lyric video. Okay, so it's just like it's crazy the Easter egg hunting, crazy Zodiac killer stuff that she had people doing for this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wasn't really paying too much attention to it just because I was getting very confused as to what was coinciding with what.
Same.
And then when I found out that it all just led to the Fate of Ophelia lyric video, I was like, damn.
Like, okay, that's fine.
Brutal.
This is where we differentiate from the Easter egg Swifties. We've got our eyeballs on the Easter eggs. We are not in it like these people are. And normally we wait for the Swifties to decode these things for us because we're not in on it. And those who are, you're stronger than us. I don't know how you keep that shit straight. I just was so confused.
Yeah, it was really confusing.
And it might be partly because we see the conversations online.
Yeah.
Like it feels like a barrage. I mean, my timeline is so Taylor. Opinions on all sides, and it just feels like everyone's yelling at you at once, all this information, and it's an overload of information.
Dude, I know. It's almost like
I don't know how to do it without it being like that.
Yeah.
Right?
But yeah, so that was kind of like the big hubbub that was going on this weekend in terms, because a lot of people are saying, oh, maybe she was going to come out for Sabrina Carpenter's set at ACL, which I didn't think was happening.
I didn't either.
Some people were saying merch, other things. So definitely a little, I guess I would kind of say underwhelming in a sense, because it's like all that work for just a lyric video, which we probably would have gotten anyways.
Right, which we definitely would have, by the way.
Yeah.
But it makes you wonder, who's working on that stuff? Like, I don't think that Taylor Swift is doing
No,
that.
no,
you know
no,
what I mean?
no,
Someone
no.
else is expanding this
Yes.
Easter egg empire.
Universe, for sure.
Universe, great word. And power to them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna observe from the outside.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get my eggs directly from the source.
Yeah.
From Mother Hen.
Once I saw the
Taylor
countdown and the fact that it was like only on store.Taylor Swift, I was like, okay, this is obviously either more variants or merch. I was hoping it to be merch, but it was more CDs, which is fine.
Yeah, she's pushing CDs a lot.
I
wonder if maybe they're just like cheaper to make or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
a lot of CDs.
I don't have a CD player, which is a problem.
I know.
And now I have a lot
like
of CDs.
15 versions of these fucking CDs.
I know.
It's crazy. I was
gotta
like,
get
hey,
a CD
shit, maybe
player.
I should buy a CD player.
Gotta get one. You should get Walkmans.
But that was kind of, in terms of like stuff from her and fan stuff, that was kind of the only thing that I saw bopping around. And then obviously like it debuted with 20.8 million streams per song.
Crazy.
Which surpassed Tortured Poets, which was 10.1. So she's just, her only competition is herself.
Always.
And she doubled that.
Did you
which
see
is
the
so
meme that was
crazy.
like Taylor Swift has to look in the mirror to see competition?
No, but that's funny. It's literally
Love
though.
that. So true.
Yeah.
It's like literally that's the only competition.
Yeah, so she's
nuts.
she's breaking her own records, which is so wild. And yeah, occupied the 12 spots on the top 20 on the iTunes chart. It was all 10 spots on the iTunes chart.
I saw it was at first she was occupying 23 spots on the top whatever, and the album only has 12 songs.
Yeah.
So it's like people were going back and listening to other songs and whatever. So it was truly Swiftian weekend all over the place.
Big
Let's
time.
chat a little bit about the movie before we wrap it up today.
Yes, the movie was so fabulous, guys. If you guys
was
didn't get
fun.
the chance to see it,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be too disappointed because a lot of it was the lyric videos.
Yes, which we knew.
Yes.
So, but I feel bad for, like, I talked to Clemmer, who saw it. So our one of our coworkers, Chris Clemmer, is doing this thing where he's seeing every single movie that's in the movie theater for the whole year. And he's seen, like, I don't know, hundreds of movies at this point. But because Life of a Showgirl, experience was in theaters, he went to go see it. And Clemmer, to put it in perspective, is like a 45-year-old man, like married, like nothing, a music fan, not really necessarily like
not
a Taylor
keeping
Swift
up
fan.
with the tidbits that Taylor's putting out about the movie.
Has no idea. So I tried to explain to him a little bit before he went what he was getting into. I was like, they're going to show you a music video and there's going to be lyric videos. And anyone that knows what the lyric videos are know that it's just kind of like a loop of a video
I
while
saw his
lyrics
review.
play.
It was so funny. He was like, it was just this one part of her blowing a kiss over and over again. I was like,
a million times to the end of the song.
Yes.
It's like, yes, that is what a lyric
Yes.
video is. So I do think if there was some confusion as to what the lyric videos were going to be, I could see maybe a level of like, what's this?
Yeah.
But the music video was incredible.
Blown away by the music video. Did you know that the entire set was hand painted?
No.
Yeah.
That whole like Ophelia
Yep.
painting background.
Yep. And
God
her
damn.
with the ship, the whole ship was hand painted.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
isn't
love
that
the
crazy?
ship part.
Yeah, I
That
love
is like
that
a really,
part,
really
too.
cool part. So many
Yeah.
amazing parts. If you haven't seen the music video yet, I hope you have.
I don't know what you're doing. Go watch it right now.
Go watch it. It's so good. Great costumes. It goes well with the song.
The aesthetic, her catching the football was
All the
so
Eras Tour
cute.
people were in it.
Yes.
That was so exciting in the theater. Like people were screaming when Cam came on
Yeah.
the screen. Yawn.
Jan was cracking
Natalie's.
us up the entire time.
So
Just so
funny.
happy to be there.
And also the I would say the best part of the stuff in the theaters, which I do hope we get to see one day outside of theaters, were the behind the scenes making of the music video.
Yeah, I really
That's why I wanted
loved
to go,
that.
you
It was
know?
funny because, she's like singing along and it's a dead ass quiet. And so
Yeah.
it's like funny, but also like you're hearing the clicking, you're seeing the steps, all the moves that it takes, the intricacy that it takes to get everything perfect and how she sees it. Like we said before, when she was like, that's perfect, but I know I can do one better.
Yep.
Like all these little tidbits, the direction that she gives to each person, her and Mandy Moore collaborating on
Yeah,
ideas.
Mandy Moore sighting.
Love.
Mandy Moore, the choreographer.
I love the little
her choreographer.
Yeah, love
Yeah.
the little tidbit of Mandy explaining how she likes to add the sound effects because they, you can't hear the music, so like being like bah, da, 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 blah,
Yeah,
blah,
yeah.
blah, like helps a lot. Like I love
Yeah.
those aspects, and I really loved seeing her like in control, and no one really, which I don't know how I feel, but like no one really like everyone let her get what she wanted away. Like when she had an idea, like they were like, that's a great idea. Like no one kind of like poo-pooed her thoughts or feelings, which I
Yes.
love because
it was
like
not,
she
it was
knows
not
what
really
she wants.
collaborative. It was like, I'm directing this and this is what I want to do. And if she said that she wanted to change a little piece of it or add something in or take something away, like
Yeah, you
they
can
would
tell
just make
she
it
had
happen.
full creative control.
They'd
which
be
I
like, okay,
loved.
yes. Or
Yeah.
let's try it this way. Or yeah, I do like that. Let's maybe do this as well.
So
like it's
complimentary towards
yeah.
like Rodrigo and
yeah.
everything. Like it just was so cool to be able to see all the little tidbits that go into it. And even like when she was talking about how like the fans love the part from Vigilante shit when she gets up from the chair.
Yeah.
Like it's all ass, she said, or something.
Yes.
Like, I love that part.
She's like, let me just get a shot, just a shot of a little butt and then sit down. And like, she's very in tune to what people want to see and what's funny and what's interesting and cool. And there was just so many. Yeah. I really hope that everyone gets to see that behind the scenes.
That was by far the best part of it.
Really, really cool.
And then obviously the little cuts, the tidbits and stuff, which we'll break down and get into when we do our lyric deep dive, because that kind of helps set the scene for each song.
Absolutely. And I think those were obviously we could have watched 25 minutes each one explaining every song, but I think that she did a perfect job of explaining the songs without almost like, I'm trying to think. Sometimes when an artist explains what a song is about, it then shifts your perspective on the song if you want to like apply it to other facets of your life or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I still think that the way she described them leaves them open for interpretation for other things too. Like it wasn't so like finite. She's like, I was inspired to write this by this. It wasn't so like, this means this and this means this and this means this. Like it was, you know what I mean? Like it was more subjective than that. And, but still being like, yeah, this is what inspired me to write the song. This is why I wrote it. This is why we're all here.
Yeah, we laughed, we cried, we danced.
Laughed so much. A lot of laughter.
A lot of laughing. It was funny.
Yeah.
And
the theater was fun. We went at like a 3:00 showing on Friday, so everybody,
everyone was a
fresh,
little reserved.
Reserved. By the end, people were starting to get into
sure.
it. But I think, we saw lots of videos of the theaters over the weekend with the kids dancing in the front and everybody having a good time. And like Taylor had said on one of the interviews that she just wanted them to feel like a secret session and for everyone to be able to come together and sing along to the songs. So, and I would say that she hit the nail on the head with that.
Totally.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was a really fun experience and a really cool way to like get everyone together and be able to watch the music video for the first time all together. It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful. All right, my mouth is literally numb. Are you feeling that too?
Dude, my mouth is so dry. I have to pee so bad.
Not even that. I was just like, oh, I can't feel my face. So, okay. Thursday, we will do the full album lyric breakdown.
So
we'll discuss the sound, all of the other good stuff. We're going to break down all of Taylor's explanations from the movie, et cetera, et cetera. We've got a little bit more conversation about the response to this album in general, but we hope that we kept it light and positive and fun today for everybody to walk into and just enjoy yourselves on a nice long episode.
Yeah.
If you want to call in, we implore you to call in.
Yes, please call in.
To our voicemail line to
tell
us
favorite lyrics,
favorite topics, themes, any conspiracies you're coming up with. We want to hear it all. And you can do that at
347-450-0723.
347-450-0723. Call, leave us a voicemail, or if you're feeling shy, text that number. Please also feel free to slide into the DMs of the Taylor Watch Instagram. We're always looking at those Instagrams, and keep your eyes peeled on the story for rapid fire questions. Not even sure we'll have time for that, so don't keep one eye open, but we might, it's gonna be another long one. So saddle up, enjoy yourselves, and we will see you all on Thursday.
Love you guys.